What we do here is go back.
Hello there, everybody. It's the happy hour. You just saw the pig intro. You already fucking knew that. I'm Kevin Logan. My pussy looks like Homer Simpson's mouth. Joining me, as always, it's the one, the only, Dr. Christy Winters. How are you?
A little bit grossed out now. I've forgotten about that since the last time we streamed, and now you've put it right back into my memory.
Good. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, it's like having to lose the game all over again because someone mentioned the game.
My pussy looks like Homer Simpson's mouth.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of the game. By the way, everyone lost the game now. It's been a while.
Sure.
So it's about time you've lost the game.
Have you seen my new passport picture?
Yes, I did. Why did you send it to me?
What?
You sent me your passport.
Oh, sorry.
Picture.
No, not the actual.
You actually
not my
did.
actual one. The one that's on the screen now. The joke one. Oh no, that was. I accidentally sent you that.
I thought
I was
that
supposed to be
you.
sending that to my aunt to check. Like she was gonna check it anyway. It doesn't matter.
I see, but okay. Although I think the furry community would have a problem with this, if I'm honest.
What's Hitler cat?
That's true.
Can you hear that annoying little cunt next door?
No.
Can you? Oh, it's very, very loud.
Children
Children are very annoying.
Yeah, it might just be a cutoff point on your mic where if it isn't above a certain decibel, it won't register. You know, a noise gate, they call it.
Noisy gaze? What?
Yeah, noise gate. You can like set it to
Is that like
8
Watergate?
decibels or 10 decibels, and it'll just block everything under that. But you don't clip a lot. You don't drop out a lot. But then again, you're never soft, so your noise gate would probably
I am
never go.
Soft. You're damn
never
right.
drop below.
Damn right. I've got a permanent erection. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Pasta. Welcome, and you lost the game as well.
See, people can hear it. It's just you can't hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay.
Anyway, so
I'm about to go
Hitler
hunting.
cat.
Children. Human
Yes.
children.
So it was very weird because I got this like Kevin Logan just sent you a photo, and I went and looked at it, and it's your passport. Like Kevin Logan has deleted a message for both of you. Like, yeah, I don't think that was for me.
I think I sent you 3 or 4 different pictures or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
didn't
There's
I?
like 6. There are 6 deleted messages in our old now gathering dust Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I was sending discreet pictures to my auntie.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Get
Anyway,
some help.
no, they were just. Oh yeah, and it's a blue passport, Christo. Brexit benefits. Hey.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you just keep winning, don't you?
Yeah.
That
Except,
Brexit.
of course, we could have just changed it back without Brexit. The EU never even
Yeah,
requested
no.
us to change it to red in the first place.
Nope.
They're
Yeah.
absolutely pointless. We got nothing. And it's a
off.
shit blue anyway. It's so dark, it might as well be black. It's like
I mean,
a
it only
really,
took-
really intense navy blue. It's rubbish.
Yeah, it only took the Labour government like what 2 months to start flirting with EU. Like, oh, would you like, hey, let's go, let's get coffee, let's catch up, see how you're
Yeah.
doing.
Oh, you're looking well.
Yeah,
We
you
haven't
looking
talked.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, are you seeing someone new now?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. That's great.
Yeah.
Are they nice?
I heard you got a new job. Yeah. Have you been working out?
Yeah, you really good. Look at you.
Yeah.
That's totally what Labour is doing to the
But
EU right now.
basically, yes. But we are flashing some leg. Certainly, we are.
Like some
ri-
fluttering of lashes.
I think the new term is we are rizzing them up.
Yes.
I think is the new. So
Well, I know
flashing
that
out gyat.
Yeah, having Riz. I don't know if you Riz other people, but I'll take it.
Well, no, well, you definitely do, Christy, because I saw the sentence. Is Baby Gronk the new Riz King, or is he being rizzed
God.
up by Livy? I still don't know who Livy is. Presumably
Yeah.
the ancient Roman historian,
Poet.
I imagine. And Baby Gronk, is he the Drip King, Christy? Why are they talking about the dressing style of a 10-year-old? I don't know, but that's the thing.
All right. Welcome to this hellish timeline.
Indeed.
Yeah, you would
what
never
you're saying
get a-
there is a Nazi, because it's a cat.
Oh, Miazzi. Yeah, you never would have get headlines like that in the 1970s because basically everything was written by white men.
Exactly.
There was no
It
social
would just
media.
be child athlete holds talks with person at university or something.
Yes.
Anyway,
All right. Should we hear about those black jobs?
well, we can do, but I've got a couple of programming
Oh,
notes
okay.
before we even
Okay.
get started. The usual ways in which you can give me money and have been able to all the time, still there. Okay? Bits, messages, subs, etc. on the Twitch machines. But I'm back in the YouTube partner program, all
Oh,
connected to the
congratulations.
passport. I mean, I could have just used my driver's license or whatever, but I needed a new passport anyway, so whatever. So I've got
Good Kev,
I proved
MAAG City.
I proved who I am to YouTube. They've accepted that I am who I am, and that I'm not a fake version of myself. And so they've now I'm now in the YouTube partner program, which means you can give me money there too, in the forms of memberships, which are 99 pence each. And you can gift gift memberships to the community. You can do super chats, which I'll read out at some point if I see them. Which I mean, I'll be honest with you, my noticing skills are, unless you are boobs or sport, are nil. So like, maybe I'll read them. I don't know. I'm giving it the big sell. And yes, and those are things you can do now if you wanted to. It's big news for me. No one else cares, and that's fine.
Can I ask,
Go for it.
on the passport, what does the signature say? Because it's cut off by the chat in the screen. I see A, capital
Oh no,
A,
it's just
S,
a specimen, because it's
Okay,
literally just
alright.
like literally as it says
UK
there,
specimen. Yeah.
surname UK specimen. So it's basically someone's taken the fake specimen to show you what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then just put a picture of Hitler and drawn cat whiskers and ears on it, and replaced the name with Hitler Cat in a different font.
Yes, and with lowercase letters, which none of the other.
Well, no, Hitler's capitalised. I presume cat is not
Right,
actually
but the
the
rest
name.
of it. Yeah, but if you look at the rest of the passport, everything else is.
That is also true. Yes, and they were born in Croydon. Did you
What's
know
up
Hitler
with-
was from Croydon?
I did not know. I'm
Well,
also
now
a
you
little
do.
bit confused. Why is it 16 joule / 16 is that
Jus,
Julie?
so it's French.
Is it French?
Well, because this was back when we were in the EU.
Oh right, so
So it
September
had,
and September.
date of issue 16th of June, and then date de
Oh yes, I see now.
observance or some bollocks like
The
that.
faded blue. Yes.
Whereas now we don't have any of that shite.
No, it's German and French.
Yeah. No, it's just actually no, we still do. What we're talking about? Yeah, no, we still have it in French as well. Nationality slash
Are you still making
nationalité.
claims? You still making claims on the French throne? I thought that was well and truly.
No, I think it's just because basically everywhere in the world speaks either English or French, so it's best to just have the thing.
They did the most colonizations.
Date de
everybody.
délivrance, date d'expiration.
Date d'expiration.
Yeah, and all that bollocks. So yeah.
Fun.
And for anyone wondering,
Passport.
the opening sentence, they've changed the pronouns. It's now His Britannic Majesty, Secretary of State, requests and requires in the name of His Majesty all those whom it may concern to allow the bearer to pass freely without let or hindrance, and to afford the bearer such assistance and protection as may be necessary. I think we can all agree.
Subject?
We are, well, technically it doesn't say subject, but basically yes. Yeah, so we are a very serious modern country. We are. His Royal Britannic Majesty says, let this prick go on holiday. Basically, which is nice. Anyway, so that's one thing out of the way, right? Money.
Oh, by the way,
YouTube
Elliot
money.
Mormon made a thing apparently.
Elliot Mormon.
Yeah, Mormon. That's in a Warman.
Oh, Elliot Serco. Yeah. What?
I recognize that.
What did they make?
They made a little like a little pic montage, a little homage to you, and I believe that comes from. I could be wrong, but I think it comes from what we do, or what they do in the shadows.
Is that from that?
I think, isn't it like one of the pictures from the 70s?
I don't know. It's very
Oh,
strange.
maybe not.
It looks,
there is somebody with a baby, so maybe not.
It looks like a kind of 2000s rap album cover or something.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
but with
the
white
big
people.
40. Yeah.
Well,
I
also,
mean,
we're on a hype train on Twitch.
Choo choo.
If you want to
Choo choo, everyone.
with that, thank you, Brad for resubscribing. 36 months. Seek help.
It's a Kendrick Lamar album cover.
Oh, it actually is.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I told you.
Yeah, but not from the, what do you say, 90s? 2000s?
Well, okay, whatever. You
had the vibe. You had the vibe.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm just a bit more old school. It literally says by Kendrick Lamar at the bottom. To be fair, that should have clued us in.
FD Signifier, am I getting the name right? The YouTube content creator made a phenomenal documentary about the history of the beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and also kind of like the rise and fall of Drake. It was 3 hours, but it was amazing.
Apparently, the album is called Good Kid MAAD City.
Good Kid, Mad City. Yeah, I think that was considered like literally a transformative album when it was released, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Didn't transform me.
Well, you haven't listened to it, have you?
No, because I am white.
That's not
I think it's racist.
Anymore, Kevin.
Isn't it cultural appropriation?
Not to listen and appreciate.
I don't know. I'm not taking the chance. I could get cancelled. I'm not having it, and I'd end up on national TV about being silenced.
Yes, with TV shows and documentaries.
Exactly,
and
I'd get a book deal and
appearances.
Everything, and the cognitive dissonance that would bring up for me would be too much to handle. I'd turn to drink and drugs and eventual suicide, Christy. Is that what you want for me? You want me dead?
Well, drinking drugs is fine, but leave out the last bit.
Well, and here ends the public service announcement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do lots of drink and drugs. Just don't kill yourself.
Yeah, just don't do that last thing.
But if you overdose, I reckon God grandfathers you in. So you're probably all right. Like it's a score draw, isn't it? The old overdose death. It's not suicide technically.
All right, so moving on. Party push 2020.
But I'm just saying, death by misadventure.
Yeah.
It gets you into heaven. So do heroin.
So no, I was gonna do my thing first, right? Or are you just gonna say I'm stalking you?
Well, no, I just wanted to tell people I've now got threads.
Yeah,
so
on threads.
Yeah. So that's Christy responded to me straight away. I've just got one post so far. I just put schmingus.
Because you couldn't write penis and get banned immediately.
Well, no, I didn't even think to do that. It was just a strange noise that was in my head that I needed to release.
Fair enough.
So now you've all seen my schmingus.
And what are you? You are the Antifas?
I am the Antifas. Yes.
The Antifas. Okay.
There you go. I'm going to put my threads link in both of the
anti
chats.
isn't like anti-fascist.
Antifas.
Because the anti-fascists, everyone talks about the anti-fascists.
Well, no, it's a play on the way right wingers say it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
The
it.
Antifas.
They don't know the rest of the word, apparently.
Fair enough. Schmingus. You had something to share?
Yes, I will first, of course, share my screen.
Go for
which
it.
is very important. Also share tab audio. Yes, I would like that as well. And so this is a little mashup of one of the phrases that Michelle Obama used during her DNC speech.
Say it properly.
Obama.
Michelle Obama.
Okay. Also on here is Barack Obama.
Yes.
And someone whose name I don't know, Amala.
Well, that's just racist.
Yeah, that was what that was. All right, so I'm gonna try to drag and unmute and drag again really quick because I'm still trying to get the hang of this fucking. Can I like hit a? No, that did not work. Okay, let's do it. Just fuck. We're just gonna start at the beginning.
That the job he's
All right, here we go.
Okay.
who's gonna tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs, those black jobs, one of those black jobs, those black jobs, one of those black jobs, those black jobs, one of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
I'm here to do my black job. I'm here to do my black job.
Honestly, this kind of
One of those.
this,
Who's
yeah,
gonna
this,
tell him that the
It's
job
nice,
might be one
yeah.
of those black jobs?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
yeah, no, this slaps.
Mm-hmm.
Those black jobs
Attorney General,
might be one of those black jobs.
Vice
Might
President,
be one of those black jobs.
President,
Might be one of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Attorney General,
Might be one of those black jobs.
Vice
Might
President,
be one of those black jobs.
President Kamala Harris.
Might be one of those black jobs.
Kamala ba blah.
Come on, blah blah blah.
Black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those black jobs. Those black
actually
jobs.
got me
One of those.
bopping.
Who's gonna tell him that the job
almost
might be
done.
one of those black jobs?
I'm here to do my black job. I'm here to do my black job.
Those black jobs. One of those. Who's gonna tell him that the job might be one of those black jobs?
Well, I think
there
if he
you
didn't
go.
already know, now he knows.
Yeah, and if you don't know, now you know, Mr. President.
You know, sucker.
Oh, that was a Hamilton bar.
Oh no, what's the? And if you don't know, well, now you know. N-word.
Oh, he there's a lot of references. Like he's
Oh,
got
okay.
the 10 dual commandments, like the 10 drug commandments. There's a lot of like homages to hip hop in Hamilton.
Fair enough. Yeah. What's this, Chris? What? Look, I'm not dropping in a random 20-minute video. Thank you, 255. I will do that on another day. God bless you.
We've got Sargon to get to apparently. I
We
read the
have,
title.
unfortunately. But
Unless you just put like names in the title to be a placeholder like you did for Elon Musk the other day.
no, I'm not doing that on this particular occasion. No, I wanted you to bring. Right, you posted this, right? Now, what in the fucking
Oh, yeah.
hell? Why did you do this? What did you think
To
about
annoy you?
this that was? Like,
Oh, I think that there's only one seat, and it is the most obvious seat. Like it's not even
well, we'll go through it, Christy. What's what's your obvious seat, firstly?
a 3. Clearly, the most interesting and agreeable person on that entire
Is
flight.
the non-human? Yes.
I'm gonna say I would like to have a moral discussion about
Hmm.
with that entity because I think there's a real good possibility that he's been misportrayed,
Yes.
especially post Job, really unfairly.
Well, we'll get to it. Thank you, Idiosyncrasy, for firstly subscribing and gifting 5 subby subs. Much love to you. Yes. So. But yeah,
It's okay.
well, I'll take you through a few of the seats. What my thinking?
Yeah,
on
let's
this.
walk through who's
Right.
here first.
Okay.
Of all, right?
There are a number of things. Look, I took this very seriously. Okay, I'm thinking about practicalities. If I have to sit in one of these seats, right?
Yeah.
Right. So Seat number 1, Nick Fuentes. You're going to have to sit next to Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Couple of advantages, though. You're in the front row, leg space. Got to think about leg space.
Yeah, but you got to put everything in the overhead compartment, which makes it really awkward when you need to like get your stuff out, like your tablet or whatever, mid-flight. You're always
Also,
stuck.
I reckon I could
down.
get him to out himself and finally accept that he is a homo. Because he definitely is, Christy. And then I might fuck him in the bathroom. Just to break him in.
Yep, just to make sure the therapy is complete.
Give him a leftist length and then,
I hope
hopefully
it's better
set him
than-
right,
Then leftist audio.
And then leftist audio, yeah. So that's, but no, not 1. 2, definitely not. He looks like he sweats. You don't need that. He might die on you. Which would be a hell of an anecdote, but like,
allegedly he smells as well.
yes, well, the diaper. You've got to think of the diaper. 3, like you say, an interesting pick. Problem with that, though, if you need a piss, you're going to have to shuffle past him. And would you trust him?
What, to like not squeeze my ass?
Or or probably he's got a fucking trident. He's got a
I don't
pokey
think-
trident. I don't
Look,
know.
he's like, whoa, what is this demonic profiling going on here?
Christy,
I mean, you're
he's
making
the
an
embodiment
assumption.
of evil.
Yeah, according to the Christians, who, let's face it, their story makes no sense. Look, Job's story proves that Satan and God were like totally cool and taking bets on human lives. That was how they passed the time. Canon.
Well, okay. 4 would, I think, be interesting. Alex Jones would be interesting.
You could watch him
To kick
cry
MTG
about
and
the
block
fact that
Lindsay
he's
and Thomas
losing
from
everything.
access to the toilet.
And again, you've got an aisle seat. Important. The advantage of the aisle seat cannot be overstated in this.
Okay.
Because no matter if you're stuck to the most annoying prick, you can also just go up and go for a walk or go for a piss. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'd definitely be taking my stuff with me because I wouldn't trust him not to touch it with his sticky hands. But like, 5. Now, okay, JD Vance, right? I'd want to be able to, can I sit in the seats before he gets there?
Yes.
Because I need to make sure he is not, let's say,
Humping
familiarising himself with the furniture before I sit upon it.
especially your furniture.
Exactly. Like I don't want to be feeling a kind of damp cold patch on my posterior mid-flight. Do you know what I mean?
Understandable. Yep.
So in that case, if we get past that problem, we could talk about miscegenation being awesome. So like, I'm clutching at straws, but you gotta. None of the options are good.
Okay.
6, it's weird because you're in a sandwich between Rick Scott and fucking Ted Cruz, but you've got leg space again, front row. So like, there's again upsides and downsides. Also, I reckon I could definitely bully Ted Cruz into moving over and like squidging himself against the wall for extra space. I reckon I definitely could. Just call his wife fat or something. He seems to get off on it.
You're on a tear tonight.
I thought about this a lot. 7, right, we'll skip over. I'll come back to it. 8, I'm not sitting next to Matt Gaetz. It's never happening. I don't know why Candace Owens is also there. They seem like a really odd couple there, but whatever. I'm not sitting next to Matt Gaetz. He would definitely. I mean, look at me. I'm my twinkish, youthful good looks. He couldn't resist himself. He would definitely assault me. But you have got the aisle seat, so you know.
Aisle seat. Yeah, you're really, really focused on the aisle seat.
Well, you've got to think of practicalities, Christy. It's an 8-hour flight. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to, anyway. 9, now, 9 seems hellish. Because you've got Gates in front of you and Lindsay behind you. One or both of them will try and bomb you. There's no doubt about it. Either side of you, 2 of the most annoying, cackling pricks in the world. But, and again, I'm clutching at straws here, there is a better than 1 in 2 chance that you are going to get a hand job. So, like...
Swings and roundabouts, really.
They might even double up and go on a trekking expedition together. You know what I mean? Like, again, one hell of a story. Did I ever tell you that time that Marjorie Taylor Greene wanked me off on a plane?
And then Lauren Boebert did as well.
Yeah, they did a shake and vac. She hoovered it up. It was amazing. Oh, mate. Honestly, it was it was beautiful.
And the last row.
Last row again. I don't really want to sit next to Lindsey Graham, and that's probably the seat closest to the toilets. You don't want like the waft of a freshly baked.
All right, so
bun.
it's important to be able to get to the toilets, but you don't want to be.
You don't want to
near
be too
them.
close to the toilets. You know what? Having made a premium on leg space, I'm going to go with seat 7. Mental, I know.
What?
I know.
After all that talk about one?
Well, exactly. But
Hulk
that's
Hogan?
because Hulk Hogan seems like a genuinely interesting man, and also it would make my nan very proud because we were all into the wrestling when I was a kid.
You know that he's gonna like sit in half of your seat, right?
Nah, he's old now. I reckon I could take him. Did you see how he struggled to pull that fucking t-shirt off him? He didn't do that back in 1993. He was a youthful spring chicken back in the day.
I think that the shirt was just really, he had a lot of give to it, and he got to the end of his like extension. He couldn't. There was still more fabric. It just kept pulling.
They always had. They were always givers. The shirts. He never struggled in the past. He's just an old man now. It's fine.
Right.
We know how old he is. It's So I'm
yeah,
gonna
and
go
how
with,
racist.
I'm gonna go. He is very racist, to be fair. Yeah. Also, I'd quite like to fall asleep on his shoulder. Don't ask me why.
Get a selfie of yourself pretending to fall asleep on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that'd do numbers on the gram. Just saying. Anyway, I thought about this too much. So what? So you want to sit next to the devil?
Oh yeah, I didn't even like hesitate. Didn't even hesitate. Like that's where I'm sitting. Hi, Satan. I've heard a lot about you. I've got some questions.
What about if he's got like a weird high-pitched voice though?
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be so off-putting. Like you've got this idea in your head. It's like don't meet your heroes. And Satan is my hero. Yeah. If you get there and he's got just this kind of high-pitched. What about if he's got exactly the same voice as RFK Jr.?
Oh, that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Put on my headphones, I think.
Yeah. What about if he only speaks in shouting land? Shouting land?
Yeah, where's that?
Shouting volume is what I meant to say. Yeah, what about that? Look, what about if he just screams everything he says?
Well, isn't that kind of Hulk Hogan too?
I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Yeah.
All right.
Also,
so
interesting story about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And this makes you feel less, it's Schadenfreude because he is racist, and all the rest of it. His agent had an offer for him. There was a company that was going to be making a grilling machine, and the same company was making a fruit smoothie maker.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted 2 random old shit celebrities that were going to be cheap to hire, and use their name as the face of the product, right? And Hulk Hogan was in an interview or something, so his agent just went eeny meeny miny mo and picked the fruit smoothie thing.
Okay.
And the other product went on to become the George Foreman grill, and made George Foreman, I think, something like 20 times as much as he ever made as a boxer. And the fruit smoothie sold 4. It cost him hundreds of millions.
Oh, that makes me laugh.
So that's nice. Always think about that. Whenever you buy a George Foreman or use a George Foreman, always know you are spitting in the face of Hulk Hogan as well as getting very well cooked bacon. So,
is that what they make on those?
Well, you can basically cook anything on them, can't you? Any kind of meat is usually good on a grill.
True. Yeah, but also vegetables.
But who's cooking vegetables on a George Foreman?
Corn on the cob, maybe? I don't know. I've never even seen one.
Slob on my knob like corn on the cob.
What?
That's from the song, isn't it? Slob on my
knob.
Song? It's a famous hip hop tune from the 2010s or something.
Yeah, that one passed me by. If that's a real thing that you didn't just make up in the last 5 seconds.
Jesus Christ!
You're gonna look up "slob on my knob" now?
Yeah.
That is disgusting.
Slob on my knob like corn on a cob. Lay on the bed and give me head. Is the next line. Here we go. Slob on my knob lyrics. I'm probably going to get DMCA'd for this, but fuck it, it's happening. Here we go.
Alright, you just share the screen with me. Thank you.
It's a real thing. Oh my god, it's muted, firstly. I was wondering when the fucking song was going to start.
Yeah, me too. Like, why am I seeing lyrics?
Slop on my knob, like corn on the cob.
Oh, this is
Check in
terrible.
with me and do your job. Lay on the bed and give me head. Don't have to ask, don't have to beg. Juicy is my name, sex is my game. Let's call the boys, let's run a train. Squeeze on my nuts, lick on my butt. The natural curly hair, please don't touch. First find a mate, second find a place, third find a bag to have the whole face. Real name Rover, I said bend over. I started to knock, then came the odor. Smelled like mush, shouldn't had a rush. Told her to
What?
stop and take a dish. When she did that, I didn't want the cat, so I backed out and never
I've never
came.
listened to the whole song before.
It's so dumb.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I've only heard that chorusy bit before.
It's terrible.
I
And the
then
rap
told her
was-
to have a douche.
Douche so that you can rhyme it with whoosh. Oh, that I recognize. Actually.
Is this a more famous bit of the song? Okay.
Oh, is that from what? Did she say that in the book?
My nigga
Maybe
D
another
Magic
one.
said he had to have it. I said just forget it. It's too crappy. Know a little freak in Hollywood. Sucks on dick. Does it real good. She'll give you money. Fill up your tummy. House full of kids. Parents all spunky.
This is
Once had
terrible.
her down. Backyard ground. Hit it from the back. Enjoy the sound. Name undercover. Always use the rubber. Till I got caught. Fucking with a mother. She come it on me. We fought in the street. She pulled out a knife. So I had to flee. Call up the boys. Went to a house. Charged the whole place. Threw the bitch out. Police busted in. Where the niggas at? We left just in time and never came back. Rode through the hood. Waving at the face. Sniffing all the rocks. And smoking all the dicks. Made another stop. Police station. Saw a few cops. Drove by and sprayed them. License tag number. A nigga said he saw. Bogus all the time. Never get.
Slob on my cat, cause you know it's fat. Check in with me and do that.
Wait a second, freak. I know you from the streets. My nigga Herbert T. Has said you Jude as me. They call you Little Red, the one who slops on head and drinks a nigga's nut until you well in bed to see what she's about. I creep to her house to catch her in her blouse and see how big her mouth. She pulled me to her room to get the fucking zoom. I didn't have a rubber. I fucked with two balloons. Lay on the bed. That's all she said. Her pussy hairs were rough, twisted tight as dreads. The fucking sounds were too.
Her pussy that I fucked was twisted tight as dreads. Is an amazing sentence. Think about just the poetry of that is just spectacularly stupid.
Yeah.
Very, very silly.
I fucked her with a broom. She rode it like a horse. The blood came rushing soon. When I say that, I didn't want the cat. So I vamped out and never came back. My nigga deep magic. They said he finally got it. The chewing balls flow. He said he had to have it. Know a little freak in Bingham. Licks up nut like licking stamps. She'll grant your wishes.
Like licking
for your freaky
stamps.
kisses. House full of G's, freaks, whores, bitches. Had the little freak in my nigga G. Tried to spit some game to get her suck my meat. Name undercover, my natural how she love it. Stop, bitch, please don't touch it. Took her through some hoods and let her whore.
Okay, this one might be worse apparently. I'm taking chances tonight.
Is that possible?
I don't know. This one's called HWC by someone called Liz Fair. Spelled P-H-A-I-R.
Give it to me, don't give it away. Don't think about what the others say. My skin's getting clear, my hair's so bright. All you do is fuck me every day and night. You're my secret beauty routine. Nah, 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 what my body has seen. I am looking good and I'm feeling
course. It took a while to get here.
Okay, I was like, hang on, it's good for your skin. What are you talking about? What's sweating when you
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah. You're Kevin. You're like immediately gonna lose your partnership.
Oh yeah, straight off.
Give me your heart, white cum. I'm gonna pull you back down between the sheets. Everything is fresher when the day is sweet. In the morning light when you're already on the phone. Face it, one of these days. Without you, I'm just another Dorian Gray. It's the fountain of youth, it's the meaning of life. So hot, so sweet, so whet my appetite. Give me your heart, white cum. Give me your heart.
I think yeah, okay. That's quite enough of that. Oh, okay. Anyway, slob on my knob, like corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Also, I realized that song reminded me of another song called "Dip" by Tyga and featuring Nicki Minaj.
Right.
But I'll send that to you. I don't want to tempt the DMCA gods.
Things are going pretty.
What are you going to force us to look at for the next 90 minutes?
Well, we've got a Sargon bit, and then we've got a funny bit after that.
Okay. So why did you pick this Sargon bit?
Well, I kind of wanted to do like an old schooly thing because we haven't covered this prick in a while.
No, it's been ages.
Yeah. And the riots happened, and I thought, well, he's gonna have some dumb takes, and of course he does. He's been stirring up controversy on the fascist hell site by claiming that a kid got arrested and imprisoned for waving an England flag. And think,
Which is
well,
a
that
lie.
that is an outrageous abuse of power. Except, of course, this kid was 19, so an adult, in fact.
Yeah.
And he admitted to attempting to burn down a local mosque. He literally had firelighters on him. If he'd done so, it would have been several cases of murder. So racially aggravated assault, and he resisted arrest.
Oh, yep, still a Nazi.
So you know, but apparently it was the flag thing. Even though that doesn't appear on the charge sheet anywhere.
Amazing.
Interesting. So let's take a look at a video of his called "Dark Days Ahead."
Hey Kevin, getting some audio feedback. They can hear me okay, but your voice seems far away. Can you just double check your settings? Because actually you sounded.
I'm gonna just move further away. I'm just gonna move further away and talk quieter. No, hang on. I'll move closer to the microphone, shall I? Is that any better?
Always.
Thank you.
All right. Now that the audio is sorted.
Yes. Anyway, yes.
Things are going pretty badly in England at the moment. We are
True.
a country occupied by a technically valid but spiritually alien government.
What?
Not really occupied, then, is it? It's not really. That's not an
Technically
occupation.
valid. That's valid. You mean democratically elected?
Yeah, like
Did you mean?
I don't like them, and I think the electoral system in this country is broken and shite. But those are the rules.
Yeah, them's the rules. They're the
And
legitimate government.
Yeah, that's not an occupation, is it?
And I didn't realize you were some sort of magical spirit seer, Carl, that you're able to evaluate individuals' spiritual whatever, or even if there is such a thing. But
Oh, KSO, the obnoxious word wankery. The reason I chose this one to take a look at is because the one he uploaded a few days ago was called Plato versus Aristotle, where he bloviates about different forms of government and says that means that the Labour Party are like Aristotle. Because they want to do authoritarianism against the peaceful protesters.
Oh, you mean keeping peace?
Literally, he's literally, Christy.
Yeah.
It was the most boring attempt at fascism I've ever seen. It
Like
was
not
fucking
letting
tragic.
vigilantes do like terrorism to other like people who are residing here legally through citizenship or like students, whatever, on their visas.
I just heard DEI. What was that? What?
It's bad to want to make sure that there aren't vigilante
You
vigilantes.
do your CRT, yeah.
Yeah, doing terrorism
Yeah, woke.
on
You're being woke,
on
yeah.
legal residents, be they citizens or here on visas like students.
I
Or whatever.
apologise for the outbreak of wokeism on this incredibly base channel.
And boy does it show. Starmer's Labour Party won their landslide in a year of phenomenally low voter turnout. Only
No.
60% of the entire
Yeah, compared to what though? I mean, you look at other years. It wasn't the highest, but it wasn't the lowest.
No, 2001 was the lowest.
Yeah.
Certainly in recent times. Yeah.
So again, Carol
electorate
talking shit.
voted. The second
I
lowest
mean, it was a low turnout though. Like, there's no deal. It's definitely one of the bottom ones, but it's not the worst.
for the
Okay.
UK election since 1885. Only 2001 was lower with 59%.
So not
Well,
since
so-
1885 at all.
Yeah, you can't say since 1885 and then go, but the one 100 years and 117 years later, that one was actually
Yeah.
lower.
So since 2001.
Yeah, so in the last 23 years,
Last
So in the
quarter
last,
of a
what, like-
century.
6 elections. It's not as dramatic as 1886, is it, Carl?
No. So, just make up a year, Carl.
Just, yeah. It's the lowest turnout since 1704, except 1831 and 1796. And,
Yeah, except for those ones, yeah.
percent. Starmer only won 34% of this 60% of the turnout.
Can you pose that?
This means
People who are voting Liberal Democrat were voting for a Labour government. You
well,
can't just...
a huge number of them were, yes.
Yes, some of them might have been in safe Lib Dem seats, but they knew that ultimately Liberal Democrats were they were trying to knock off Tories in order to have a Labour government.
Yeah.
So I always think it's a misleading statement to only look at the Labour vote when clearly there was tactical voting was just a feature of this entire election.
Indeed.
that Starmer's reign hangs on a mere 20% of the entire electorate. And
Wow, just like basically every other election we've ever
Yeah.
had.
Also, Carl, back up off that mic. I can hear the spittle in the back of your throat when you're this close. Just
Well, Christy, maybe he is the secret leftist, because that audio couldn't be more leftist.
get out of my ears. Ew, it's like I want to brush them away. You're too close.
Like all of those dickheads on the plane.
Yes, exactly.
of the so-called popular vote, Labour
So-called.
received a devastatingly low 9.7 million out of the 48 million registered voters, which is 500,000 votes fewer than Jeremy Corbyn won in 2019.
Yeah.
Yep, it's where you get them, not how many you get.
That election that Nigel Farage threw to Boris Johnson. Because
Yeah, by not standing in anywhere. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. But that one was fine,
Mm-hmm.
apparently.
In 2024, it wasn't that Labour won, it's that the Conservatives lost. The collapse
Yeah, but that practically makes no real difference. It is true, of course, that there's no real love for the Labour Party,
Yeah.
Keir Starmer's Labour Party, but practically speaking, they're effectively the same thing.
It's
If
not
the
that
Tories
Spain
lose-
won the World Cup or the UEFA Cup.
No,
It's
well,
that it-
technically you were wrong on both fronts. The UEFA Cup is an entirely different thing. The European Championships, please, Krista. If you're going to open a sore wound, do so
Get it
with
right.
technically accurate language.
Stop getting Bond wrong. Yeah, so you can say that about literally any contest where one person loses and another wins. Here we've got the two main parties. Yeah, that's not deep, Carl. In fact, it's quite trite because obviously there has to be a victor, and it's not just Liberal Democrats who helped knock Tories out. It was their far right Reform did it as well. So you can't, yeah, a lot of people were mad at Conservatives for 14 years of corrupt mismanagement.
Indeed. Yeah, and of course, Carl, when you stood for election, it's not that you lost. Oh no, it was that you lost, actually, yeah. No, you were shit. You got nowhere near being elected. 3%, bitch!
of their vote delivered up to Starmer his 412-seat government. And this complete lack of legitimacy shows.
There's not a lack of legitimacy. What are you talking about?
They have an overwhelming. Well, not since Labour has someone had this big a majority.
I think it's about as big as
It's
Blair's
not that
ever
Dr.
was.
Winters
Yeah.
won the debate. It is
Yeah.
because you overprepared.
Yeah, I mean,
Carl.
honestly, like, you can't look at him. He's trying to find a way of looking at a massive majority that was obviously a result of people voting out the Tories, knowing what the alternative was,
Yeah.
thereby electing Labour through tactical voting, and go, no, this huge majority, it can't be real. I have to undermine democracy.
Indeed. Well, Kieran's got a brilliant one. It's not that Dr. Winters won the debate. It's because you over-prepared. Carl.
Yes, that was
True.
it.
You were too prepared for that goal. Fact. 400 seats is a huge majority. Yeah, well, yeah, it's 420 seats or whatever it is in a 650 seat parliament. So like, yeah.
People who voted Reform were voting tactically. People who voted Lib Dem were mostly voting tactically. I mean, there were some ideologues in there, but a lot of people, like I said, knew that they wanted to knock the Tories out, which means they wanted a change of government.
Indeed. And
Which is what they got.
Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the bits, Kieran. And don't forget, you can now give me money on YouTube as well. Memberships,
Woohoo.
super chats, all of that shiterene is available.
As we are less than a month into the Starmer regime.
And Starmer regime, nice and balanced use of
A
language.
massive Democratic majority, and now it's a regime. He's so butthurt. Oh, this is fun.
It is nice. This level of saltiness can give you gallstones. Okay, drink a lot of water with this amount of salt.
Things are, I suppose we could generously say, chaotic. At the time of recording, there have been constant riots after a second-generation Rwandan immigrant.
Oh, that's a very interesting way of saying someone born in Cardiff. That's very interesting, isn't it? Dickhead.
Yeah, sorry, I had a minor technical issue there with my screens going out.
Oh, okay. Well,
I am
Murdered.
back now.
he was just lying about things.
Yeah, so he basically said somebody, a natural-born citizen.
Yeah, exactly.
But, of course, not white enough for him, because he's a racist. Yeah,
Three
so
children.
a bunch of white people decided to show their lack of any kind of superiority by just destroying shit in ways that, like, you would have condemned if it was BLM.
Well, he
but
literally
now-
did. He literally did at the time, yeah.
Yeah. And so, but now this is the aggrieved masses rising up. Fuck off. They were fed lies. Right. There's an attempt to really get the hashtag Farage riots, a staple way of referring to this on the
Yeah.
people I follow on Threads.
Yes, I'm also on Threads.
Yes, you
Go
are.
and follow me, Schmingus.
Children
Hey.
at a dance school in what appears to be a targeted attack in the
It is a targeted attack, Carl, against women and girls, because this is another case of femicide. A thing that is an epidemic that you don't want to touch because you
Yeah.
actually don't like women.
Yep. And it forces you to confront patriarchy and misogyny more widely.
Yeah.
sleepy English town of Southport. The pain and outrage of this brought forth a well of feeling that has been
The pain and outrage of this forced them to go to Southport and wreck the place.
Get drunk.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Get
A
hit
lot
in
of
the balls with a brick.
Yep. That's he looks very upset.
He
The
does.
guy with the these people look. You can see they're holding candles. They're doing candlelight vigils. They're just so upset.
I mean,
Nope.
literally, the families of the victims told them to not to do that.
Yep.
To literally just go away. You
So
won't
more
know.
Nazi apology
Yeah.
from Carl.
bubbling under the surface for a long time. The pervasive
But are you saying
feeling
white
that
people are
mass
inherently violent, Carl? You saying white people are inherently violent? Is that what
I
you're
mean,
saying?
they are animals. Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
immigration is making England unsafe. One predominant aspect of this
White
is from
people
Islamic
are making
immigration.
Unsafe. White
Islamic
people.
immigration. That's interesting
Yeah.
because the guy who did the attack isn't a Muslim
Nope.
or an immigrant.
Nope.
But you know, let's not
and
let's
it's
not
white
get bogged
people-
down in details.
White people who are fucking, looting Greg's and
Was-
Lush
Yeah, exactly.
and smashing up the streets and having.
But I'm
counter-protests.
sure they were doing that to honour the victims.
Yeah, that was it.
Those 3 dead kids would have wanted me to steal these pasties from Greg's. So, it's a steak-baked robbery of remembrance. Thank you, Overhistorian, for becoming a member on the YouTubes.
As for decades now, the English have suffered from social conflict, widespread grooming gangs, and
They're actually not that widespread, Carl.
Islamic ray guns.
It's the people who hyper-focus on Muslim rape gangs show themselves not to A, understand the problem, or B, care about the problem. Rape gangs are a very small subsection of the overall child predation problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like a really small percentage. And
But
within
the
that,
only
a
one
small...
he cares about.
Exactly, and within that, a small percentage of it is being done by Muslims. So it's a sliver of the problem. So if you just focus on that, I do have to wonder why is you're focusing on that and not the rest of the problem. Because for instance, Carl, I notice you have not been out there condemning your good friend,
Yep.
Andrew Tate,
Yep.
for being an alleged pederast and trafficker and gang rapist.
Oh, did you? Speaking of which, did you see the video of him while he was streaming while the police came to his house?
No, I didn't see
Would
this,
you
no.
like to?
Yeah, absolutely. If it's
All right, let me find it in my.
within terms of service, then certainly, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a couple minutes. I'll scroll and find it.
Yeah, no problems. I forgot you're not on YouTube. I am on YouTube.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Found it. That was easy. You ready for a screen share?
Oh, hang on. You will have to on the screen share. Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they are in the middle of a live stream. I'll big up the screen first, and then when I get back, I gotta do the two-step.
Lies
here.
cannot last forever. Police are here. No, police are here. There's police pulling up at my house right now.
There literally is police here.
Can we go live on a phone? Is that possible? Okay. Right. Well, you film. Shut this down. Police are here.
He keeps saying it like he doesn't believe it.
What do they want?
And it is funny
Lies
because
cannot last forever.
Tristan, the brother there, the one with hair, he looked like he was absolutely shitting himself
Yep.
outside that police station. That
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker is definitely going to flip on him. As
Yep.
soon as they start talking about like plea deals and stuff, you watch how fucking loose-lipped he gets with it. 100%. So yeah, Carl, if you cared remotely for a second about the victims of
Trafficking.
or
Exploitation.
exploitation of child rape, you would focus on things like that, not on, like I say, a tiny percentage of the problem. Just a thought.
repeated terror attacks from an unchecked minority of this community.
Unchecked.
What you want? Oh, you want them to be checked all the time? Is
Well,
that
they
what you want?
are. The prevent strategy is precisely that. The prevent strategy is one of the things actually radicalising young Muslims because it's making them out to be all terrorists.
Oh, is it like stop and frisk?
It's sort of like that, but with more stealthy approach to it. So they're essentially monitoring all the Muslims all the time. And the Muslims are very aware of that.
After putting an end to the disorder, instead of attempting to empathise with and mollify the English, who have never voted for immigration, but have persistently voted for parties who promised to reduce immigration,
And then voted for them again when they didn't. Like, if they're going to carry on falling for the same
Yeah.
three-card trick, I can't feel sorry for them. If you keep voting for the Conservative Party knowing that they're not actually going to reduce immigration, Carl, then that's sort of on you. What can I say?
Starmer has acted like an angry tyrant who is enraged by this uppity underclass and has set himself firmly against the people who have been traumatised by this event.
Wait,
He declared-
wait.
Traumatised by this event. Carl, I was doing a joke a second ago about people stealing from Greg's to honour the dead. These are not people who have been traumatised by the event. They're fucking hooligans.
Yes, that's it. I mean,
Like,
honestly.
Look, am I saying that literally none of them were traumatized by this event and went a bit too far? I'm sure there are some in that camp, and if so, they might be able to show that. Because if this was just a spur of the moment thing or whatever, they probably don't have like some hideous Nazi past, right? So they'd probably be able to show that in court, and they might get
A lighter sentence.
leniency, hopefully. But people who were trying to murder migrants in a hotel, those motherfuckers are going to jail, hopefully forever.
It's actions meet consequences. Just because you're trying to terrorize people of color out of your country, that doesn't actually make you not legally liable for breaking the law.
Oh yeah, and King of Silver River reminds us that Carl's history of, let's say, not taking the issue of sexual assault very seriously does somewhat render him not an appropriate authority on the matter. Not someone who we really ought to take very seriously when it comes to things like that.
The people who are concerned about this far right, which in liberal parlance means evil, beyond the pale, or unworthy of moral consideration. He then declared that he would prosecute them to the...
Do you want to be any more of a victim playing bitch?
Yeah,
these people were far right. These, they have neo-Nazi ties. There was a guy literally walking around with a fucking swastika tattooed on his back, shirtless. Is he just a concerned parent, is he, Carl? Fuck off.
Fullest extent of the law. Starmer's machine man delivery of the statement essentially rendered the concerned parents of this country enemies of the state.
Concerned parents. Concerned parents who were looting the Apple store.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely.
Who were walking around throwing rocks at Riot, the cops and Riot.
Concerned parents who just dragged a Romanian man and beat the shit out of him, dragged him out of his car,
Yeah, concerned parents.
Yeah. Who doesn't? What concerned parent doesn't carry firelighters and try and set a mosque on fire? Come on now.
And he conversely committed to protecting mosques, showing that the Muslim community were in fact his favoured clients in this dispute.
No,
Firstly, it's not a dispute between Muslims and non-Muslims, you racist cunt. And secondly, mosques were being specifically targeted. Yeah. I think it's fair to try and reassure A, Muslims, and B, non-Muslims, that specific buildings being targeted for terrorist attacks are going to be protected. Yeah. I think
people have a right to feel safe in the country in which they reside.
Yeah.
Even far-right people deserve to be safe, but if you go out and you start doing violence against people, then, you're going to go to jail. And probably, So, that's how it works.
Indeed. Hello, lesbian hot sauce. Everyone go for lesbian hot sauce immediately.
Woohoo!
Did nothing to calm tempers, and riots continued over the weekend in outrage towards what appeared to be Starmer's partiality towards foreign communities against the legitimate concerns.
Yeah, foreign communities.
Concerns about the ever-closing ties, economic ties to Europe. Signed, a cunt.
Of the English community, which Starmer's messaging implies.
Muslims are a part of the English community, you little fucking shit.
Who wants to say white?
Don't try and sneak your little rhetorical flourish past me, mate.
Yeah,
I know your fucking sort, you lizard.
Was illegitimate and racist.
Because let's be very clear about this. It's not protest. It's not legitimate. It's crime.
In response to the...
Yeah.
Did they have a permit?
Well, not just do they have a permit, but there's no permit one can possess for setting fire to a library.
Exactly. We can compare this to the protests against what's happening in Gaza, right?
Yeah.
People went through, they filled out the forms, they organized, they marched along the streets, they did their thing.
Yeah.
Yet what Carl's no, we have to make sure that these white people who did lots of vandalism and trespass and looting and then against violence against persons as well. No, that's just English white people being inherently violent and emotionally overwrought at strangers. It's tragic, but this idea that none of these people knew the victims.
Yeah.
People who are protesting in cities around the country are just using it as an excuse to terrorize.
these riots, Starmer made another statement in which he reiterated his threats against the English community, that they would feel the full force of the law and would be hunted down. And meanwhile, his Labour government would
mean
hunt
criminals?
Down. Yeah, the police would investigate and criminals would be brought to justice.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Hunted down, indeed. I thought
Yeah.
you wanted law and order, Carl. What happened to that?
Oh, except for when it's white people. You know, he just wants to have law and order the way they had it under Jim Crow.
Yeah,
That kind of law and order.
yeah, indeed.
would commit £30 million of your money to state protection of mosques.
Good.
Yeah, because they were the fucking going to be the victims of terrorist attacks. Like, yeah, you people wasted £30 million of our money.
Yeah.
By
basically.
rioting and trying to burn down mosques, you pricks.
Yep, by being so racist, you're wasting taxpayer money on racists.
Yeah,
So stop being racist and you'll save the money.
true.
In his exact words,
I guarantee you will regret taking part in this disorder, whether directly or those whipping up this action online and then running away
That's you, Carl.
themselves.
Yep.
Starmer was clearly incensed and appears to have decided to take these outpourings of grief as a
Outpourings of grief. I often.
Do we have to watch the guy get hit in the nuts again?
Well, Christy, that would be a terrible thing. Outrageous. That man got an ad hoc circumcision, and you're making jokes. Please. What was I going to fucking say? Yeah, the idea that it's like concerned citizens. That these people were victims of Muslims existing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like, fuck off, mate.
Yeah, well, he must have
A
been thinking about
personal-
the woman who lit the bin on fire and then rolled it to the cops and then completely put her face in the pavement.
Yeah, and then got arrested and
Yeah.
is now in jail.
Yep, those victims.
Well done. Well done.
attack on himself, his government, and his entire moral system. If this was allowed to stand, then all of liberalism becomes invalid, I suppose. And
What?
so,
It's just basic law and it is literally basic law and order.
Law and order, like, kind of transcends liberalism, feudalism.
Yeah, you can't. Like in no system was it okay if you just go around burning down random fucking buildings that you didn't own.
I mean, unless you were pillaging or you were doing a war. In which
Well,
case
yeah,
you're right.
okay,
But we're
in,
not at war. Like,
in
there's no-
cases of war, people fight back.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can't be
Yeah.
surprised when you're hunted down, Carl.
So wait, let me get this straight. So because Keir Starmer is letting the justice system arrest people, racist white people doing violence and property damage, that is the end of liberalism.
Yes.
I forgot how dumb he is.
He is one of the most stupid human beings ever. And it's so funny because it's juxtaposed with the fact that he speaks like he's a professor.
Yeah.
Or something like literally that video, Aristotle versus Plato, it's honestly you can sense him huffing his own farts. Literally fucking
Secondhand
he's
fart
literally hotboxing the room he fucking uses to record in, I'm sure. Can you Dutch oven yourself? I think he does regularly. It was like a full video smuckle.
Oh no.
It was so fucking
Not the smuckle.
so full of himself. Undeservedly. Like arrogance that people can back up is less egregious to me. It's got the opposite of pretender syndrome. It's the opposite of that.
Oh. What is it, Dunning-Kruger maybe?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Starmer has taken the most hardline actions he can. Concurrent to this, the Muslim community, understandably afraid for the integrity of their mosques and emboldened by Starmer's support, fielded what has been termed.
They did not feel supported by Keir Starmer's empty words. At all. Trust
Well,
me.
you know,
I
Kevin-
know lots of Muslims. They were not happy with his performance at
Kevin,
all.
how dare you? Mediocre white man has his finger on the pulse of the Muslim community.
He lives in Swindon.
And by the way, like not all people who are immigrants are Muslim, but you gotta always
Yeah.
get that, you know, like if there's a nexus of race and Christophobia, like fascism that he's throwing in there as well.
True.
Has he come out as a god botherer yet? I think you predicted
Probably.
that.
I don't know. They all do in the end.
Termed the MDL, the Muslim Defense League. This took the form of large numbers of armed, black-clad, Palestine-waving pseudo-paramilitary.
About Palestine flag waving, not Palestine.
It's a very small territory.
Yeah, I didn't
Like, you know-
realise. I mean,
Trees.
look, the Gaza Strip is not big, but I don't think you can wave it around in Bordsley Green. I don't think it's probably a bit of a squeeze, I reckon.
who took to the streets to hunt down English lads and beat them senseless.
Not English lads, like
Yep.
fucking fascists.
Yep.
Which again, I will just say, for terms of service reasons, condemn. I condemn the actions of the MDL, and I don't think it's extremely base that they went around and beat up fascists. I don't think that.
You're on the record.
And anyone who claims that I do think that
Can look at this audio.
Exactly,
Tim Pool.
exactly. Yeah, I'm going to clip this, and I'll just go, look, I said it. So
Now you don't know what I really think because I said lots of things.
exactly. So I mean, the fact that I literally bought an MDL T-shirt and became a member, honorary member,
You don't know.
and started praying to the east 5 times a day is irrelevant. Actually, I was thinking about this. You know,
Yeah.
how Muslims, when you're in obviously the West, you pray eastwards towards Mecca, right?
Yes.
What about if you're in space?
Probably. I don't know. Do you
Just
try to geolocate
generically towards
down?
Earth,
Yeah.
or do you have to geolocate?
Yeah. I mean, if you're in geosynchronous orbit, then you could probably get a reference point.
Are Muslims
you know.
only allowed to be in geosynchronous orbit above Mecca? Is that how it, I don't know.
And then it's just down.
Yeah, exactly, just down, just pray downwards.
Yeah.
Which is good because in zero gravity, you just let your feet float to the air. Perfect.
Very easy.
Yeah. So yeah, any Muslim astronauts, if you want to get in touch, I'm more than
Solve,
happy.
solve the mystery.
Yeah. I don't know how many
Let us
Muslim
know what the
astronauts
official-
there are, but there must be some.
Right now, guys are obviously coming over to the pub and showing dominance, certainly dominance over everybody, you know what I mean?
Videos from Middlesbrough, Birmingham.
You're going to show any footage of the white people attacking random like immigrants
Correct.
and stuff?
Yeah, or violent. Well, I don't know if YouTube would allow that, but certainly the looting is worthy of showing and airing.
Yeah.
Show who these people are that are getting arrested.
Yeah.
Birmingham and elsewhere emerged on social media, which showed
Also,
these
keep my city's name out of your mouth, you piece of fucking garbage.
Yeah, what Kev said.
Muslim gangs arbitrarily beating Englishmen in the street. The police were absent.
No, not arbitrarily. Not arbitrary. The one he's mentioned Birmingham specifically there, and I know the story here because obviously it gets publicised here. There was one particular story of outside of a pub that used to be known as the Yew Tree a long time ago, and it's now subsequently become some horrible fucking eatery pub place. Anyway, I haven't been into it for years. There was a person stood outside when a group of young Muslim lads walked past. He shouted a racial epithet, upon which one of the Muslims jumped over the thing and knocked him the fuck out. Not a particularly, edifying series of events, but a thing that happened. And quite rightly, nothing happened to those Muslim lads because they were provoked by being racially abused. So the police sort of went, yeah, whatever. And the pub banned the white guy because you can't
Nice.
go around racially abusing people outside
Yeah.
the fucking pub.
Yeah. Good. By the way, there
They
is an
didn't-
answer
Sorry,
for you.
no, I was just going to say they didn't like go into the pub and start marauding, attacking random white people. Like they're not gorillas.
They were verbally assaulted and then they reacted.
Yeah, which again is not necessarily the most adult response, but it is perfectly understandable.
But it's not like just finding someone who fits a certain profile and taking them down and terrorizing them,
Yeah.
which is what they were doing. There was an answer about how to pray to Mecca by Elliot Warman in the chat, by the way.
Oh, let's have a look.
It's a big block of text. You can't miss it.
I don't. Oh, there we go. They wrote that in order to pray, Muslims in space must face Mecca if possible, but if not, they could face the Earth generally or just face wherever. To decide To decide when to pray and fast during Ramadan, the scholars wrote, Muslims should follow the time zone of the place they left on Earth. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, because you've got to pray the hours of sunlight and daylight.
Yep.
But if the Earth isn't rotating, there's nothing in the way of the sun, so it's always daytime. Oh,
or
God.
nighttime if you're behind the sun, like if the Earth is blocking the sun.
Oh yeah, but that's going to be pretty rare, I think.
Yeah, because they need solar energy, don't they?
Yeah, so they, yeah. Anyway, apparently there have been 17 Muslim astronauts.
Yeah, thanks, chat. Hey, did you see that? So we have some astronauts standing up on the space station up there, and X was going to go fetch them, but then they couldn't because their equipment doesn't match. Like really? Fucking useless.
Yeah.
What the fuck good are you if you don't do compatible like units so that you can do intership exchanges and suits exchanges?
Nothing beats the time in, I think it was the 90s, when the European Space Agency and NASA were collaborating on a project, and the European Space Agency sent their diagnostic, numbers and stuff to NASA to get certain parts built in America for a European space probe, and they sent them in centimeters.
Yep.
And the Americans built them in inches.
I think that was Hubble.
Yeah, and they came back massively larger than they were supposed to be.
Oh, I know that. I think there was a metric versus imperial mix-up with Hubble, and they ended up like having to compensate for the blurriness because the mirrors were different dimensions or whatever. But yeah, just everyone fucking do metric. It's easier.
No, the Hubble space there was a small crack on the edge of one of them, wasn't there? And they had to send up a space probe a space team to correct the lens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently it was the Mars orbiter and lander. There you go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So America, just get on the fucking metric system. And I know exactly. Britain also get on the metric system properly. Don't half-arse it. Don't have miles on the fucking road sign, but then litres of milk. Just do it properly. Dickheads.
All right, so yes, we're getting corrected. I'm getting corrected in the chat. Metric fuck up was Beagle, and Hubble's mirrors were ground incorrectly.
There you go. Play the Stonehenge Spinal Tap bit. Why? What the fuck has that got to do with anything?
Just would make Kieran happy, that's all.
Stonehenge. Where the banshees live and the witches dwell, and they do it well. Stonehenge. See, I didn't need to play it.
Oh, and the Stonehenge is only basically come up to their waist. It's so funny.
True. Oh, because of the... Oh, right, okay. I just got
the
it.
inches and feet. Yeah,
because they had a tiny Stonehenge. Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because they got the dimensions wrong.
I was thinking, what the fuck has that got to do with space? What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. My.
And then I was thinking, is there a Muslim bit in that film that I missed? Like, is that the thing? Oh no, it's the dimensions of the tiny Stonehenge. Also, can I just say, it is a funny film, the Spinal Tap. Little bit overrated.
Yeah, I think it was kind of the first of its kind. So people might think like the Matrix might be kind of overrated, but it was so seminal in terms of what it did to cinema.
Also, the guy with the mustache plays Mr. Burns and Mr. Smithers.
Oh, does?
In The Simpsons,
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And because he plays them both, when he records those bits, he has to talk to himself.
Oh man,
as Burns and Smithers.
I did upper at the gym today, and I went 0 reps in reserves, and I can feel the pump in my biceps.
All right, dummy mommy, calm down.
It's the right proportions. It'll be this color, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just terrific. I mean, it almost looks like the real thing.
Oh, got it.
Yeah. When we get the actual set, when we get the piece, it'll follow exactly these specifications. I mean, even these contours and everything.
I didn't understand it.
But I mean,
the actual piece.
Well, when you build the actual piece.
But this is what you asked for, isn't it?
What?
Well, this is the piece.
This is the piece?
Yes.
Are you telling me that this is it? This is scenery? Have you ever been to Stonehenge?
No, I haven't been to Stonehenge.
The triptychs are 20 feet high. You can stand 4 men up 'em.
Ian, I was
This
asked
is
to
this
build
is
a
insane.
cryptic
This isn't a
18
piece of
inches
scenery.
high. Look, this is what I was asked to build. 18 inches, right here. It specifies 18 inches. I was given this napkin. I mean...
Forget this. Fuck the napkin.
It's fair. It did say 18 inches.
Yeah, I mean, you go by the specs, right?
Exactly.
You're the client. You want a little mini Stonehenge, that's up to you.
Exactly. If you want a mini Stonehenge, I will build you a mini Stonehenge. If you want a large one, there's already one. I don't know, I'd go there, I guess.
All right, Wayward's in the chat talking about
And the
some sort of
government
Canadian treaty, and it's a little above my brain is a little bit off tonight.
Well,
All right.
you're old enough to remember that when the US signed a treaty with Canada for both nations to use metric, and Canada kept their word. Well, the US treated it like a treaty with a Native American. Yeah, you can only do metric on reservations. It's fact. You're driving across Oklahoma is a nightmare. You don't know if it's fucking miles or kilometers. It's
yeah.
It's a disaster.
Gotta do the mental maths.
Which is what another reason you shouldn't go to Oklahoma. Just saying.
Did not acknowledge them. Needless to say, this reinforced people's belief that there
Needless to say,
is
I
a
had the
two-
last laugh.
Yeah, why are you Maria, why are you screaming what was the incompatible thing? The fuck are you talking about?
The Mars thing, the centimeters versus inches, the Beagle people were mentioning above.
I don't know and or care. Shut up.
Tier system of government and policing in this country, where the state has chosen protected client groups to receive different treatment to the majority native population.
No.
Native is a very interesting word. I will just point out, not Christo, Carl, that 5 people from Just Up Oil, all of whom were apparently, according to you, natives, white people,
Yeah.
received 5 years apiece for planning to cause a public nuisance. Literally the wording of it. Conspiracy to cause public nuisance was the crime they committed and got 5 years.
Don't see a video on that.
Bit inconvenient for your narrative, Carl.
Yeah, so there are natives who are the victims, and then the Muslims who are the invaders and getting special treatment. He lives in a delusional little, like, white fragility world.
He's a Nazi little bitch.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is a Nazi little bitch.
He is. Don't forget everyone on YouTube. Hello there, people on YouTube. There are 93 of you watching on YouTube. Hello. I don't know where you've come from. Did you get raided in? Or am I now... or is it now because I'm a partner, YouTube is like actually giving people notifications? That's probably it, isn't it? Algorithmically, I'm not being fucking a double-blind fucked or something. I don't know. Anyway, yes, you can do bits messages. No, you can't. That's on Twitch. You can do super chats. Super chats is a thing you can do. You can become a member for 99 pence, which is very cheap, especially given that the UK pound is worth like nothing now. It's literally, we are a third world nation. So, yeah. Hello, British Voice. I came here after the majority report. Well, you know what? I'm happy to be Sam Cedar Sloppy Seconds. I'm fine with that. That's absolutely lovely stuff. What a fucking nightmare, Christo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh no, Sam Cedar, what a fucking nightmare. Oh, my rear end. Yeah, that was Elon Musk is the spacesuits that are on the International Space Station. His products are not compatible with the space station's suits. And so he couldn't go and pick up the stranded astronauts because they literally like don't have the right equipment, even though he's got a government contract. It's insane.
Well, he could have maybe done something about that, but instead he was retweeting Sir Doge of the Coin on
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably more like J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, he was too busy boosting yet another neo-Nazi on his shithouse site. Yeah.
Starmer and his government denied that there was a 2-tier system of policing in England, but the
there's not.
reality is right in front of our eyes.
There's no 2-tier policing. There is policing without fear or favour.
We can see what they do and how
Equality?
they have behaved in the face of potential and actual violence in the past, be it at the Batley Grammar School protest, the pro-Palestine protests, or the Black Lives Matter riots.
Whoa! What riots?
Mm-hmm.
What riots happened in Black Lives Matter, Carl? Like, it's not even like in America where there was some violence. Like, there just wasn't here. There just wasn't. You're a liar.
We can see that they are afraid of these communities, and so treat them with a light touch. The English riots continued this week, and Starmer called another Cobra meeting. The result of this meeting was a third statement, in which he tripled down on his aggressive posturing, describing the police...
What the fuck about Keir Starmer could possibly be described as aggressive? He has all the He's like
grey hair.
He has all the aggression of like fluid coming out of an icing piper. Like, there's nothing to him. He's a wet blanket of a man.
Play-Doh being pushed out of a form.
Yeah, ridiculous. The stranded Boeing Starliner astronauts claimed to hitch a ride on space exploration. Why didn't they just let NASA continue to be NASA? It was the most successful space organisation ever. Why didn't they just allow them to do their thing? It was like America's greatest technological advancement for the species, and they went, let's marketise it. It'll work out really fucking well. Pricks.
As a standing army against the English rioters, though he did decline to call them far-right this time.
We'll have a standing army of specialist officers, public duty officers, so that we'll have enough officers to deal with this where we need them.
At this point, it seemed that the energy and outrage had all but petered out. The riots had become sporadic, the protests far less frequent. So it came as a bit of a...
At least in part because they started sentencing motherfuckers to 2 and 3 years apiece, and people went, it's not really worth looting at Greg's for that.
Exactly.
It's just not. It's not at all worth it.
Actions, consequences.
Exactly. The fa must go with the foe.
You know, no one has to like your views, you know, for you to do a peaceful protest. Like, you know, you can peacefully protest and have obnoxious views, you know, but you don't have to go do violence in order to terrorize people and then pretend that's protest.
Yes, and the Antifas, of which I am the current chief executive officer of Antifa PLC, Super Soldiers Inc. We drove them out. Yeah, we took the streets back.
And that's it. If they're going to go do a peaceful protest, other people can counter-protest peacefully as well.
Yep.
Because they might think you're full of shit and you make the country worse.
Yeah, it's self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to try and burn this shit down, we're going to stand in the way. And if you get violent, we will retaliate.
He's really like creating his own little narrative here that leaves out a lot of the facts.
Virtually all of the facts, indeed.
Yeah, all of them.
The surprise to hear that on the morning of Wednesday the 7th of August, it was announced that we should expect 30 or more far-right riots that evening. This was something of a surprise because there appeared to be no chatter in the grassroots networks about it.
People I know.
Nobody seemed to be aware of...
I was about to say, Carl, are you involved in any of these Telegram groups, Carl, that your man just got arrested for in France?
Yep.
Because, you know, you can't scrub that shit, right? You know, that's just there, Carl. So if you've got any accounts, you know, maybe maybe lawyer up would be my piece of advice.
Yeah. Of further protests. Nobody knew who was organising any protests. We had only learned about this from the mainstream media. Then it was announced again by the media that in fact we ought to expect 100 new far-right demonstrations across the country.
Wow, the media being a bit sensationalist, what a surprise. Thank you, Elliot Serco, for 45 bits. Off track, but did you know that Oasis are getting back together tomorrow? I did, and if this were 1997, I'd be really interested. But it isn't.
Again, bracing for more than demos is not there will be 100 demos.
Yeah.
They're prepared for more than 100.
Indeed.
I guess words again, not Carl's strength.
Again, everyone wondered where this was coming from. But the media
Everyone.
even provided us
Everyone.
a handy map to let us know where the far right would be protesting. We were to expect
Again,
far-right
credible
protests
threats.
in some of the most left-wing and diverse areas of the country.
Right, but you realise that people can travel.
Yeah, like people with shitty views live everywhere.
Yeah. Like, we know that Southport, most of the people who took part in the violence there weren't from Southport.
Yeah.
They travelled. Like, literally, we at No Justice, MTG and I, interviewed a local councillor from Southport, because we're proper journalists, so put some respect on our names. And, he was like, there was a guy with a fucking... Millwall is a football club from London. He said there was a guy with a Millwall tattoo.
Oh, God.
So probably
little
not a
far
local
field.
then in
Yeah.
Lancashire,
Bit far field.
in Merseyside, or wherever the fuck it's between Liverpool and Manchester, so it's that bit of the country, several hundred miles away, or a couple of hundred miles, whatever. Which in British terms is like the moon or something, you know. That's a point.
What?
If you're a Muslim in the
Yeah.
spacecraft and you land on the dark side of the moon,
Yeah.
does the fact that there's something in the way matter? Do you have to can you pray through the moon to Mecca, or do you have to bend it around?
Don't know.
Do you have to use gravitational pull of the moon to redirect your prayers to Mecca? Like
good
an
question.
orbital travel thing around the moon? I don't know. Again, any Muslim astronauts out there, any of the 17, some of whom are probably dead at this point, I imagine, because it's been a while. It's been a while that we've been doing space travel now. Although Armstrong's still going, isn't he?
Yep.
What's he up to nowadays?
Retirement.
Probably chilling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How odd. Evening came.
Probably just sick of saying yes, that Neil Armstrong to everyone he meets. Yeah.
And these far-right protests actually failed to materialise. It seems, though, that quite a large number of the left-wing coalition did turn out onto the streets, though.
Yeah, it's almost like those two things are actually joined, because the far right are cowardly scum. When anti-fascists turn up, the far right often scarper.
Mm-hmm. Because if they can't beat up individuals on their own where they control things, then they don't have the advantage, do they?
Yeah, it's almost like the Muslim Defence League. And again, I'm not condoning their actions. I disavow. But it's almost like some people would say. I think it's like the physical confrontation of far right people in their local vicinities put those people off in an act of self-defence. I would not say that, because violence is always bad. Yeah. But some people might say that.
Leftist renter mobs, Muslim community leaders...
Not renter mobs, no one was being paid. Like, I do the joke about being the CEO of Antifa, but it is a joke. No one's getting paid to do that, Carl. It's not like a fucking Trump crowd.
armed with swords, and the
Or
urban
CNN
inner
panelists.
city youth who didn't really know why they were out on the streets.
Well,
but
did
clearly...
you literally see that Trump was outed for having a fake
Planting.
union event?
Oh, no, I didn't see that. I did see that
Oh, yeah.
a guy who was a Trump voter pretended to be undecided and then went on CNN in a panel and watched the Democratic National Convention. They're like, oh, yeah, who are you going to vote for? And 8 people said Kamala. And then one person said undecided, and he went Trump.
Oh.
And he couldn't explain why.
Yeah.
Obvious plan.
Where are we? Oh no, that's from... oh yeah, here we go. So, when Donald Trump gave a speech at Michigan on Wednesday seeking to capitalise on the United Auto Workers strike, at least 2 crowd members holding some... hang on, no, this is the... no, hang on.
Okay.
We'll just play the Maddo bit, fuck it.
Alright.
Let her explain it.
Republican candidates decided that he would take a different approach than all the others, perhaps sensing that Joe Biden was sort of meeting the moment here in a way that Republicans and Fox News weren't. recognizing that Biden was siding with these auto workers and the country was with him and with them on this, one of the Republican candidates did try to do something different. The day after Biden ended up on the picket line in Michigan, this one Republican candidate decided not to go to that Republican presidential candidate's debate. He skipped it. And instead, he himself went to Michigan to go try to do basically what Biden did, to go show up and be seen with the union auto workers in Michigan. Kind of. Whereupon he promptly stepped on a rake, trying to make it look like he was supporting these union auto workers who were out on strike, who the whole country was rallying in support of. He instead went to a non-union auto parts facility. And while his campaign tried to convince people to say that he was there speaking to striking auto workers, or at least he was speaking to auto workers, the problem was that real reporters actually went to the event. And they realized quickly that this was a facility that doesn't have anybody in a union. And then the reporters did what reporters do. They talked to the people who were physically there. And so this was the Detroit News the next day. Quote, one individual in the crowd who held a sign that said union members for Trump acknowledged to a Detroit News reporter that she was not a union member. Another person with a
So it's like Blacks for Trump all over again.
Yes, 100%. It's all fake.
sign that read auto workers for Trump, when asked for an interview, said that he wasn't an auto worker. Neither person provided their names.
Shocking.
You wonder why.
This was very embarrassing, right? He's trying to look like he was supporting the union, but he's at a non-union facility that he filled with people who were given signs and effectively told to pretend to be union workers or even to pretend to be auto workers when they were no such thing. He did a
It's honestly, he learned well from Kim Jong-un. If you can't make it, fake it. Just pretend that you're actually real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake event. I mean, the whole thing was fake. And then it was in the Detroit press the next day that it was fake. This you skipped the debate for? It was so embarrassing at the time. And now, as of right now, there are receipts. Literal receipts. The campaign finance filings that just came out for all the various campaigns. Reporter Jonathan Oosting at Bridge, Michigan dug in and found that on that day in September, the Trump campaign indeed paid a $20,000 rental fee to pay to rent that auto parts plant.
So they rented a non-union auto parts plant, filled it with non-auto workers and non-union members to pretend to be auto workers and union members.
That's... God.
It's literally the fakest shit ever. See, this is what we mean by, like, rent-a-mob, Carl. This is a rent-a-mob.
Yes,
Because you have to actually pay for that.
Yeah.
If they're volunteers, they're just activists.
Which was not a union facility, so he could pretend it was full of union auto workers who supported him when it was actually just full of randos holding signs that said that's who they were, even though that's not who they were. It's just an amazing thing. I mean, you think of things that ended previous presidential campaigns, right? Howard Dean was too close to a microphone when he shouted with excitement after doing pretty well in the Iowa caucuses.
Yeah.
Your campaign must end. You were too close to the microphone. Gerald Ford got lost in the middle of a sentence about Eastern Europe in a debate once. Poppy Bush said, "Read my lips," before he said no new taxes, which was like uncharacteristically memorable phrasing from him. And so people actually remembered it, which turned out to be really bad for him when the no new taxes thing didn't really work out. I mean, campaigns have been laid low by some dumb and small stuff. But here's a candidate faking a union event with fake union members and fake auto workers who were given signs by the campaign to falsely identify themselves in the hopes that no one would check. And then they got caught. And it's like, what else you got? Did he ever wear a tan suit?
True. Did he ever have French mustard on his hot dog, Christy?
Dijon, yes.
He had Dijon.
Dijon.
Which is just, I mean, look, what was the point in even fighting that war if you're going to just capitulate to the French and eat their mustard? Disgusting. Obama-la.
He understood that the media was giving them directions of some kind. The far right almost entirely failed to turn out. And in the absence of an actual enemy to fight...
I thought that you said they weren't far right anyway, Carl. I thought you were aghast that they were being referred to as far right.
Yes, they're native English victims.
They're concerned parents.
Yeah.
The diverse youth of Croydon
mourners.
decided to attack the police and
Indeed.
smash the place up.
So confused. Why are they trashing the place? This is the only place.
Also, my man, you didn't show any of the white people doing that? Why is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting that you didn't show any of that, but you'll show the one outbreak of violence that did happen.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. Thank you, James McLarnon, for becoming a member.
Well, selection bias there.
A little bit.
In England today, I'm seeing getting trashed. What is going on?
To hammer home that this is a two-tier system of policing, the Metropolitan Police did make sure to publish a statement informing everyone that this was actually nothing to do with the counter-protests, and it was just, quote, pure antisocial behaviour.
Yeah, officers are moving in to make a number of arrests. Look, Carl, it's the next sentence. Read the next sentence, Carl. Officers
he's out of words for the
are
day.
moving in numbers to make arrests. Carl, that's not a two-tier policing system. They're literally doing the same thing to these people. They're arresting them for antisocial behaviour. Jesus Christ. I mean, you didn't even clip it. It's literally right there. Fuck me. The one-tier policing system. Shut the fuck up, Carl, man.
Which apparently is just completely normal, and we shouldn't worry about it. Guardian
Well, no, it didn't say that, did it? It said they were going to arrest them.
Took to the streets, excitedly filming the large gathering of the globalists' clients.
The
and everyone
globalists!
seems to have gone home before sunset. One man who apparently went to one of the demonstrations demanded that the throats of his enemies be slit.
They are disgusting, nothing.
Right, and he was immediately removed from the Labour Party. And rightly so, because you can't say this. This is obviously bad.
Yeah. Carl's going to leave that bit out, though.
No. Well, I would hope not.
And we need to cull their throats and get rid of them all.
He is apparently a Labour councillor, and I assume that he's angling for a promotion.
He was immediately removed, Carl.
Kevin, again, Carl lies to his audience through omission again.
Yeah.
He's just distorting reality. I don't know if he
Oh,
just,
yeah.
like,
And he's been arrested and is awaiting trial for malicious
Oh.
communications.
also left that out.
Yeah.
Left that off as well.
But before the evening was even over, we were already being treated to the next day's newspaper headlines. All of the major papers ran what were essentially the same headline, with exactly the same picture to deliver the same message.
It was weird to see the right-wing press do this. To do this heel flip between... They'd been kind of tentatively wink-wink, nudge-nudge supporting the people doing the protests. And then they all come out with, yeah, let the police smash some skulls.
Yeah, I think their lawyers made them do this. Because they didn't want to be legally for
Maybe. That might be a consideration. But I also think they do just like watching the police beat the shit out of people as well. They are very big fans of that. So there's,
yeah,
I think 50-50.
Britain was united against the far right. From the Daily Express to the Daily Mail to the Times, they all joined The Guardian in agreeing that anti-hate march...
Just saying The Guardian doesn't make it wrong, Carl. Are you aware of that? Okay.
Faced down the evil far right. Naturally, this had the stink of government coordination about it. And
it has to be... Yeah, it has
the
to be...
fucking Telegraph.
Yeah.
The Times. Yeah, Rupert Murdoch famously loves Labour governments.
It's it's definitely... Why not go conspiratorial with it, Carl? Yeah. It couldn't just be that people don't like it when their towns are being smashed up, and that their papers will naturally sort of gravitate towards the interests of their readers and stuff, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no. It needs it's not exciting enough, Kevin. Yeah. Not enough leftist.
No, it was probably the secret cabal.
Yes.
Yeah, it was probably them. The what would you call them? A kind of Zog, Carl? Would you call it that, Carl? Carl.
That fact was simply admitted by Hope Not Hate's Nick Lowles when he posted, quote, "Yes, the list was a hoax, but just look at the front pages of today's papers. An anti-racist message is being transmitted to millions of homes this morning." This, I believe, is the result of Starmer's third Cobra meeting, where someone has clearly given him a dressing down and told him to use the subversive means available to get...
Dressing down? He's the Prime Minister. He chairs that meeting. What do you mean dressing down? He can literally kick people out of the meeting if he wants to, based on national security. Like, what do you think they go in there and they tell him what to do? What the fuck are you talking about? My man, when Nick Lowell says the list was a hoax, he doesn't mean it was produced by the government. It means some troll prick online produced a hoax list of things and the papers just ran with it. Yeah. But that ultimately there's been some positive come out of it. This isn't an admission that the government are secretly being controlled by the Antifa brainworms.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, no, actually it definitely is, yeah. That's true. It's fair.
Get a grip on all of this. Starmer even made it sound like the evening's protests were actually his idea in the first place.
Yes, last night was much better than was expected, but we are not going to give up on our efforts here. That's why it's very important that I continue my discussions, coordinating with law enforcement, with police leaders, to make sure we've got the right officers in the right place, to keep pushing on the criminal justice response. I was very keen that we're able to demonstrate that if you're involved in disorder, within days you'll be in the criminal justice system, and some people starting long terms of imprisonment. That needs to continue, and so that is my sole focus.
The globalist liberals are currently...
Hang on, whoa, time out. In what way did that suggest that he was coordinating the riots? Carl, what are you talking... When he said coordinated, he meant he's like talking to police leaders, so that they know they've got the right forces in place. Because part of the problem was, Carl, that this took the police by surprise in a number of areas, and so they were overrun. They didn't have enough staff on hand to deal with the situation. So he was coordinating with them to ensure that they did, so that they could deal with any potential problems. Not that he was secretly controlling the EDL to go out there and do race riots so that he could crack down on the good patriots. You're a fucking mad cunt.
Yeah. That's not enough left-wing conspiracy for Shu if he doesn't, jack it up a little bit.
Globalist liberals, yeah. Just say Jews, Carl. We know that's what you mean, mate. We know that's what you mean. Thank you, Scribby. A £5 super chat. Much love to you. They say, I found your channel when you and Christy completely took the piss out of Carl, so I cannot thank you enough for doing it again.
Aww.
Well, look, it's always nice to occasionally dip into a little bit of...
nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah.
For good times.
Just remind us what a fucking numpty he is.
God, that horseshit stuff was so funny. They dumped horseshit on him and milkshaked him, and the sardines.
Yeah, him getting hit with flying fish.
Oh, it was so
Definitely,
fucking funny.
Like one of the highlights of my 2018.
Yeah, no, it was. It was a beautiful moment in Western history, Krista. It will be remembered by all.
Posting all over Twitter to thank goodness that...
Also, this is Anna Soubry, the former Conservative Member of Parliament, that he's calling a liberal globalist or whatever. Cool. Very, very normal, Carl, very normal.
This is all over. Britain has come together again, and everything is fine. But who exactly did come together? The Muslim community?
Well, certainly not you and your wife, Carl. I'm suggesting he can't make her come.
Are you now going to show pride in the massive anti-fascist movement where white people actually came out and put their bodies on the line to stand up to pieces of shit far-right thugs who are trying to do terrorism in their communities and keep them in their homes and keep them afraid? Are you going to embrace the people who came out to stand in the way between fascists and mosques and other people who are vulnerable and on their side when it came to standing up for democratic rights, civil rights, and human rights Is that who you're gonna praise now, Carl? Is that who you gonna praise him, Carl? You gonna praise him now? Are you? Oh, you gonna okay.
Didn't he say that losing that election was the first step in his 15-year plan? Yes, the UKIP Youth Revolution is, I think, still he's playing the very, very, very long game.
Yeah, next year's a halfway mark.
Yeah, so he's like, give it another 30 to 600 years, and look, it'll definitely happen. It will.
Did he get 23,000 on this video?
No, 229,000.
Oh, he got quite a lot. Oh, so racism sells.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
860,000 subscribers, which hasn't gone up in a long time.
Well, I don't think he puts much content up it, does he?
I don't think so. Although I think he has a bit more recently after the election.
Oh, right. Yeah, he loves to be the victim and come
Yes.
up with ridiculous conspiracy theories.
Indeed.
Who came out to chant the communists.
Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. Allahu Akbar just means God is great, and it's the same God that Christians believe in and that Jews believe in. It's described differently in the holy text, to be sure, but it's the God of Abraham.
And they're all a bunch of misogynists, in my opinion, and encourage human slavery.
Yes,
and
yeah, Christy.
But I mean, it's the same shitty God.
All right, Hitchens, wind yourself in. I'm not making a point of like, yay theology. I'm saying.
Yeah, it's the same God.
It's the same God. So like, it's not
Same
like some
God
big
you worship.
scary thing. It's not like Allah's going to come and kill you, because Allah is God, is Yeshua, is fucking Yahweh. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Dickheads.
With different rules.
Who came out to chant.
No, he's not beating the TikTok. Oh, I was in a viral TikTok, Krista.
Oh, cool.
On someone else's channel, obviously.
Yeah.
And they didn't hag me, so no benefit to me whatsoever. Yeah, 350,000 views,
Cool.
which on TikTok. So
Yeah, on TikTok.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
We're black, white, Muslims, and we're Jews, and we're gay. We are black, white, Muslims, and we're Jews, and we're gay. We are black, white, Muslims, black, white, Muslims, black, white, Muslims, and we're Jews, and
You know they said white in that as well, Carl.
Yeah, does that, how does that fit your narrative?
Oh no, but they said gammon. No.
So these are the communists?
Apparently these are the Antifa super soldier communists.
Okay, alright.
Who I personally sent there to do this. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
fact.
Yep.
Fact.
And the urban youth, who got bored and smashed up their own high streets. Notably absent from the people coming together were the normal English folk of Britain.
Whoa, Carl. Those were all normal English people. What are you talking about?
Oh, they're not white enough, Kevin.
But they were literally white people were mentioned in the song.
Again, facts.
Literally
Stop
in the
letting
song.
facts get in the way of Carl's storytelling.
That's
He
true.
needs to be the victim.
The ones Starmer is currently doing his best, night and day, to prosecute. So far...
Wait.
Prime Minister. He's not the head of the CPS anymore.
I'm okay. Okay, again, Carl contradicts himself within like 5 seconds. So who didn't come out were the normal, what he means like white people, I guess, Middle Englanders or whatever. But so they didn't come out, but also Stama is prosecuting them for doing no crimes. You see where that doesn't make any sense?
Yeah.
Ah, Carl.
Oh,
like,
we've
you write
seen
things down?
disenfranchisement.
Do you think about this stuff? Like when you start a sentence, do you think about where it's going? I don't think he does.
Franchise teenagers, middle-aged mums, and pensioners put...
Yeah, all of whom did violent crimes.
Yeah, let's roll that back a little bit and see what the headline actually said.
were the normal English folk of Britain. The ones... So far, we've seen disenfranchised teenagers.
It was.
Okay, let's check the crimes that these people committed.
Pleaded guilty.
James Nelson.
Yeah, looking pleaded guilty in Manchester Magistrate Court for what? Causing criminal damage during the disorder in Bolton on Sunday. So criminal property damage.
Yep. So criminal
Okay.
property damage.
Yeah, jail for 2 months.
Got jail for 2 months. Also, look at those eyes.
They're dreamy, aren't they?
That's amazing. Is that AI? That's not. That's the prettiest mugshot I've ever seen. His eyes absolutely pop.
Middle-aged mums.
What's it? 41-year-old Northampton. 41.
Inciting racial hatred and remains in custody. Yeah. So, yeah, she incited social media. Incited racial hatred on social media. Kind of like you did, Carl.
Yeah, 41-year-old woman, hate crime.
Yep.
I'm not fucking subscribing to the Northampton Chronicle. Fuck off. It said Northamptonshire Police received a report later. Go away. 41 regarding a post on social media in response. Northampton childminder and Conservative councillor's wife speaks out after viral blah 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 blah. What did she say? Fuck off. What?
I think she kind of did a violence call like the guy from the Labour Party who got is being investigated.
The tweet is too offensive to be published in full here.
That's bad.
Yeah, that is bad.
They can't even use euphemisms.
Yeah.
And pensioners.
And pensioners. 69-year-old
32-month sentence. As a pensioner becomes oldest rioter after. Oh, it's just the same thing. Yeah, for what?
Let's have a look.
States rights to do what?
Appearing in Liverpool Crown Court, William Morgan of Linton Street, Walton, was sentenced to 32 months in prison for violent disorder during the unrest. The pensioner stood accused of attacking a library that was later set on fire, as well as possessing an offensive weapon in the form of a kosh. That's basically a truncheon, which can only really be used as an offensive weapon. Really, it's not. You know, there's no real reason for you to have that. You know. So yeah. I'm seeing if he had previous.
If he had form.
Exactly, because if he did, then that makes a lot of sense. Officers want to speak to a group of 14. Blah blah blah. No, I can't say. Anyway, the point being, yeah, he
did crime.
He did violent crime.
He did crime.
Like, you know, the law doesn't stop applying when you get past 65, right?
Well, it does when you're white. It shouldn't apply if you're doing violence against minorities, according to Carl.
Yeah, and
then being white is enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, that was the guy. So the 69-year-old said he wanted to blow things up.
Oh.
So literally, like threats of terrorism.
Yep. But he's just the good old normal British folk, Kevin.
Yeah. Just saying, you know.
Put away for standing up against immigration. And
No, time out. Not for standing up against immigration. You can be anti-immigration. That's a perfectly legal thing to be. What you can't do is set fire to shit.
Yes.
There's a significant difference between those two things. I'm sure you would have to admit, Carl, if you were being remotely honest, which you are not.
Yep. Peacefully protesting or property destruction and threatening personal violence and engaging in grievous bodily harm.
Yeah. Doing a terrorism is not standing up to immigration, is it, Carl?
No.
I'm sure we'll see many more prosecutions to come. Once again,
They did crime? I hope so.
Because literally thousands of people were involved, yes.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's
Fullness
called a crime spree.
of Starmer's regime is revealed in their own actions. They don't have a moral mandate from the people. They don't.
Well, neither did anyone else. Neither did fucking Brexit. If you're gonna do this, Carl, it works the other way as well. Brexit, you're going about, we only got this many. There was only 17 million people voted for Brexit. 48 million registered voters.
Mm-hmm.
Carl, should Brexit have not happened? Because they didn't really have a moral mandate.
Nope, exactly.
Like, you're so full of shit, mate.
It's funny how you don't like democracy when it doesn't go your way.
He just, unlike in America, he doesn't even have the bottle to do it January the 6th. He's too much of a pussy to even try it.
Oh, it was actually 16,141,000 to remain. Oh wait, in a margin. What?
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, 17. You're right. 17.4 million to leave and 16.1.
Oh no,
to
trust
leave.
me, Christy. I know the number 17 million or 17.4 million because Conservatives in Parliament use the phrase "you're going to let down the 17.4
Oh,
million"
okay.
so often that I wanted to fucking.
It's burned into your
I
heart.
wanted an asteroid to smash into the planet and destroy all life. That's how annoying that got, being repeated constantly for years.
Yep.
So partner push 2024.
Yeah. So how many people voted for Labour?
9 point something million.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
What to do about the problems we face, and they don't even seem interested in solving them. And this apparent restoration to the status quo will only last until the next diverse atrocity that is visited upon her.
Diverse atrocity. I like that they act as if like white people don't do loads of crime.
Yes.
Oh, they brought violence. Like, you know the Peaky Blinders, Carl, right? It's not just a TV show. It was a thing that actually happened back in the 1880s and 1890s. About 20 years before it was actually set. But it was a real thing. And they were named after the razor blades that they would stitch into the caps of their peaked caps. And to the brim of their peaked caps. That they would then use to swish across the eyes of people to blind them. In an act of genuinely brutal violence. That happened before there were loads of Muslims here.
Mm.
That happened before there were loads of black people here, Carl. Before the mass migration, Carl. It's almost as if we've always been a violent place, and you trying to pretend that the Muslimics have made it violent is absurd.
Shows you don't know your history.
True.
Which I suspect will not be in the very distant future. So what should we make of all of this?
Also, Carl, I'd be very, very reticent to make that kind of allusion to violence in the future, because we know that people are being prosecuted for trying to egg on violence in the future as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just be careful.
Request.
Yeah.
Because we're getting on 2 hours now. Can we can we increase the speed of this a little bit?
Actually, we can just fuck it off if you want.
Okay.
I don't care. I honestly don't give a shit. But what I did just want to get onto, before we finish, was again someone we have, or a couple of people who we haven't stolen the content of in a little while.
Okay.
But I wanted to.
We'll visit.
Because it
dropped out of
a thing that I discovered yesterday. Or I say discovered, was pointed out to me yesterday that I need you to find out about. Are you aware of Trumpy Trout?
I saw the thumbnail, but I did not watch it. So technically, no.
Okay, you are in for, just the best night of your life.
All right, let's go.
It's Weekly Weird News, and we obviously must begin with the shocking news that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has dropped out of the race.
No.
And has endorsed Donald J. Trump.
But he said he'd never do
for
that.
president.
He said under no circumstances.
I covered the speech yesterday, and it was so mental. He literally said that fat people 100 years ago used to be sent to the circus. Which, 100 years ago, Theodore Roosevelt was president.
Yeah, he was rotund.
Or 140 years ago, whatever. Motherfucker, fat people weren't sent. What are you talking about? Was sent to the. What kind of fucking sideshow is that? It was usually a tattooed lady, or a bearded lady, or
the snake handler, or
a guy with some sort of horrific, disability or something. Some horrible shit.
In half.
Yeah, not just here's a fat man. Not really going to draw the crowds, I reckon. He said. He also said that Alzheimer's was diabetes.
Oh, great!
So
nice.
That's a thing. He's a freak.
Just point out that he started off as in the Democratic primary, switched over to Independent, and then endorsed a Republican.
Because that's what did I tell you a year ago when he started this shit? He was a stalking horse to help Donald Trump the whole time.
Oh yeah.
The entire time that's what it was about. But the thing is, I don't see that it's going to have worked at all. Because most of the people who were going to vote for him are only going to vote for him because they didn't want to vote for either of the candidates. I don't think many people are going to go over to Donald Trump from him. And I don't think he was ever polling as much as they said he was polling. Or, let's say, he wouldn't have gotten at the election as many votes as he was polling. Because people don't... people that throw their weight behind dickheads like this, or if you remember Ron Paul back in the day, they're just loudmouth twats on the internet. They don't actually go out and vote.
Absolutely true.
So I don't see it making really much difference at all. Like, in theory, it's good news for Trump, but also, you're not really getting rid of those weird accusations, are you, lads? When the highlight of this man's campaign was the story of him killing a bear and then dropping the bear's corpse in Central Park.
Well, I mean, that really vies with the brainworms, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah,
like,
it's a 1-2 punch.
Like, I mean, look, if you think that's normal behaviour, by all means have at it. But don't be surprised when people laugh at you.
I can't believe he's done this. But moving on now to other politics. Who cares?
I do want to say Cheryl Hines's big paragraph, like multiple paragraph thing. It starts off.
We need to come together as a country, Democrats, Republicans.
Not even that. The beginning where she said like he's resigning from the presidency. He was running and he was getting like 1% of the vote. He's not resigning from shit. He's stepping out of a race he was destined to lose.
Oh, he literally said, "I believe in a fair democratic system. I would have won this election."
Yeah, dude. No.
Mate, the only reason anyone was talking about you is because you came out of a famous pair of now assassinated testicles. That is it.
The entitlement.
And he literally, he mentioned my dad and my uncle was a phrase he used about, he must have been 20 times.
Yeah.
Genuinely, he repeatedly said, my dad and my uncle, my dad and my uncle. To the point where I just made it a meme. Every time he said it, I stopped and went, did you know his dad ran for president? His uncle was president. Do you remember?
Unless people are retired, they don't remember.
They don't give a fuck, mate.
Yeah, only retired people remember your dad and your brother.
And even then, look, his uncle, the one that wasn't president, but the one that did kill a girl. Anyway, look at the car crash, it happened. Now, he's also not been a senator. He's been dead for like 15, 20 years now. Like, no one... The Kennedys were a dynasty. They're not really anymore. They're just not.
No, I mean, that was, again, the last century. That's done.
Excuse me, was his dad a toolmaker? No. And that's why he didn't win. That's the secret. If your dad's a toolmaker, or in the case of Donald Trump, a billionaire who gives you lots of money, those are the two ways to success. If your dad is just a person who got shot, you're shit out of luck.
Well,
anyways,
now he's the theory that I think it probably won't happen, but it's very funny, is that Trump will swap out JD Vance with RFK Jr.
I think he wants to. I think naturally he wants to do that. Like that, I think would fit with Trump much more comfortably because it's wacko and wacko.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't think he likes Vance. I don't think he thinks that was a good pick because it wasn't. So that would be fun. But the problem is, of course, their lunacy doesn't necessarily match up completely. And of course, the same problem with Vance when Vance said that Trump was a piece of shit. RFK literally said that Trump was, quote, barely human. Was an actual thing he described him as.
So they're really good friends.
They're really good friends, and he literally made it very plainly obvious that he's doing this because he was offered a job in the cabinet. Literally. He said, I've been offered, quote, a role in the government if he wins. And then said, and I rang the Kamala Harris campaign, and they wouldn't even take his call. So basically, he was going to be like, right, Trump's offered me health and human services. What you got for me? Yeah. Can we talk? Can we talk Secretary of State?
Yeah.
Like,
so
just
delusional.
Ridiculous.
Fucking entitled brat man.
Yeah, and his entire thing is cancer in the vaccines, obviously.
Yeah.
and what was the other thing? Oh yeah, freedom of speech. Even though in the rally they did together, literally just before he got up there, Trump was saying that people who burn the American flag, I think protected under the First Amendment, it's free speech, it's already been decided, they should go to prison for a year. But apparently Robert F. Kennedy thinks that he's the guy who's going to protect freedom of speech.
All right, if this is going to be a little bit, I'm going to need to take a break. So do you want to?
Yeah, by all means, I can shill my shite.
You do.
Yes. Hello there, everybody. How are we all? Hello there, Kieran.
My favourite thing about him be annoyed about Junior and Eric telling him to pick bands. He is now going on to shows, streams Baron listens to.
LOL. That is funny. That is pretty funny. Thank you, Kieran, for the bitty bits. Yes, hello there everyone. If you're on Twitch, you can hit the follow button, you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, you can give subs to the community, you can do bits messages as Kieran just did. 200 bits or more gets you a text-to-speech. You can do super chats via the Streamlabs link below. $2 or more, there gets you a text-to-speech. I'll have to try and work out how to do super chats as a text-to-speech thing on YouTube. I don't know if that is a thing you can do. I'll try and work it out. Anyway, I've got Patreon and PayPal, Discord, YouTube, Blue Sky, TikTok, Threads. I'm now on Threads. I need to add that to the Stream Elements shout out bit. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, hello there YouTubers. You can subscribe to me for free. You can hit the thumbs up button. You can now do memberships for 99 pence, which is, what's that in dollars? That's nothing in dollars. It's like 70 cents or something, 60 cents, I don't know. You can also gift subs to the community. You can do super chats. Super chats is also a thing you can do. There are other things as well, like super reacts, I think is a thing. Maybe stickers or some shit. I don't fucking know. I just enabled it all and went, yeah, fuck it, whatever. I'll leave it up to them. I don't know. Oh, sorry, no, it's more, isn't it? So yeah, so it's about $1.30. Apologies. I was going down. I was going down that much rather than up. Yeah.
You were going down again, Kevin. Hold it in. Like, just wait till the end of the show.
I was going down on myself, Christo. It was like a human donut. It was beautiful.
All right, Trump Trout.
That was being promoted on Twitter with both of them on stage going, now here's a ticket. And I'm just like, yeah, sure.
Do it.
Go for it. What a great idea. Can't wait to see this possibly blow up in everyone's face. But no, as of course you'll remember, and it's been making the rounds, the Robert F. Kennedy tweet of, under no circumstances will I ever.
Yeah, no, he has many, many statements in contradiction to what has just happened.
Yeah.
So there you go. But moving on now to other, much more important politics news. The Trump era, that at this point encompasses the past 9 years, was at one point early on seen as potentially great for, if nothing else, comedy. For obvious reasons. Trump is weird. His diehard fans are weird. There's a lot of unintentional comedy.
Oh, Jesus. If someone wants to buy me that t-shirt...
Will you actually wear it?
I would wear that t-shirt. It's amazing. Think how fucking freaked out people would be.
That is... People who are, like, high would definitely think...
That would fucking mess with you.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be on mushrooms and look at that.
That you get... Imagine some fucked up guy, like some absolute smackhead, seeing you walk past with that shirt on.
Coming out of your stomach.
Yeah.
Literally.
And I'd do the pretend talking with the mouth bit by, squeezing my belly.
It helps that he has a little rotund belly to kind of fill out that bottom of the face.
Well, so do I.
He's got the figure for it.
Oh yeah, Trump would not be thin in the face when I was wearing him.
The problem, however, as seen in the Alec Baldwin era of SNL, for example, is that it's often so absurd that riffing on it is less funny than just mainlining the real thing.
Yeah.
Trump constantly bringing up Hannibal Lecter, for example, would be a funny idea for a sketch.
Also,
but he literally does it in real life.
Yeah, it would be. It sounds like it should be an SNL bit.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it should be an SNL bit, but it isn't. He literally thinks that asylum seekers come from asylums.
I hate this timeline.
He's the stupidest human being
He's
that's
getting
ever
like
worked.
47% of...
Yeah, no, he's going to get tens of millions of Americans voting for him, yeah. That's really scary.
Our education system has failed.
Is absolutely, which is why he wants that to continue by getting rid of the Department of Education, of course. Thank you, Pandanus Rex, for becoming a member on the Yam Tubes.
What did George Carlin say? They want you smart enough to balance their books and take care of their bills, but not so smart that you realize how much they're fucking you over every day.
Yeah. But I also like his other line about, what was it? If you imagine how stupid people are,
The average stupid person is, yeah.
Yeah, think of the average stupid person and then realise that half of the people are more stupid than that.
Yeah.
It's a genuinely chilling thought.
Yep.
Look, I came here for a laugh, George. I didn't need to be made have a fucking
Like, don't show me the realities of the terror that is the normal bell curve.
Exactly. Couldn't you do a dick joke? I wanted you to do the thing about the swear words again.
Yeah, greatest hits.
Have been the funniest possible result of the big surprise at the DNC, which never materialized, was inviting Anthony Hopkins on.
Yeah, that would have been good. As Hannibal Lecter, that would have been amazing. Yeah. But what was that? Wasn't that supposed to be Beyonce or something? Because they were definitely trailing there was going to be a surprise guest, and then there just wasn't.
Yeah, I think that, there was a bunch of people who were like, a rumor became its own little thing. And honestly...
But they didn't like it. It's not like the campaign dampened it down. They just let it be.
Yeah, but I think they were also were putting on a convention. Maybe they couldn't manage every single rumor that was going around while they're in the bubble of organizing all the speakers and the timing, and things are running late, and this person,
I'm just saying, Kamala Harris has destroyed her opportunity to become president. Literally, she should resign and go and live in a cave like a weird hermit creature.
Yeah.
For this egregious mistake of minor protocol.
On stage?
In the mask, yeah.
Yeah, to endorse Kamala Harris. That would destroy Trump.
Yeah, side tangent
also,
here.
he's big on cats, so the cat lady thing would work.
Oh, did you see him try to clean it up and then just sticking his foot in his mouth again on the Sunday talk shows?
He does this all the time. He does it all literally, they sent him out there to do a this is what I meant to say about the Medal of Honor thing, and he just repeated the same thing he said the first time.
Yep.
He's fucking shit at this. He's just shit at this. Like, whatever magic in a bottle moment 2016 was, he just doesn't have any of that. It's just he looks defeated.
Yeah, the shtick is old. He just changes Hillary for Joe for Kamala.
Kamala.
Oh, do you know remember that song from the 70s? I don't even know what the real words are, but I saw a TikTok.
Oh, is it this Slob on My Knob one?
No, it's Keep It Common Love. I don't know if it's Common Love or something.
No, Keep It Common Law. It's about not adopting the Napoleonic Code. But anyway,
I
don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Krista. I don't know that song.
You don't? Yes, you do.
I don't. Well, the rendition you did, I don't recognize.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Oh,
you want to hear it? I've got it.
Keep It Coming, Love.
Oh, maybe you want to. I've got it. You want to see it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I am sharing now. To this with the audio. Here we go.
Don't stop, no, don't stop it now, don't stop. Keep it coming up, keep it coming.
I don't know this song.
Really?
No, I don't know that. What's it called?
I don't know. Here we go.
Keep it coming up, keep it coming up. Don't stop it now, don't stop.
No, it is. It's keep it common law. It's opposition to the introduction of the Napoleonic Code in Louisiana. It's famous old American revolutionary tune. Yeah. The fuck am I talking about?
It's pretty funny and historically accurate.
Thank you.
In our last episode, we along with everyone was convinced that Beyonce or Taylor Swift was going to be.
Oh, is it Casey and the Sunshine Band? Really?
Oh, is it? Okay.
Okay. That's cool.
And see, because they kept talking about some.
I mean, I am walking on sunshine, so.
Oh, that was a completely different band.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Casey and the Sunshine Band is definitely a 70s band.
Who am I thinking of then?
You're thinking of I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, chat will know. It's a lady and a band name. It's like so and so and the band name. Chat will know.
Casey and the Sunshine Band, Keep It Coming, Love.
Ah.
Although they don't have a comma between coming and love. So let's Keep It Coming, Love. What?
Yeah, Katrina and the Waves.
Oh, the ones that won the fucking Eurovision Song Contest.
What? Katrina and the Waves won Eurovision?
Yeah. In like, I don't know what fucking year. What, 96 or something?
Huh.
With
I didn't know that.
something or other. Katrina and Waves. Yeah, they won the 1997 Eurovision Song Contest with Love Shine a Light.
Interesting. And then they went on to actually have a real hit.
No, Walking on Sunshine was way before.
What, 1970? No, Walking on Sunshine
no,
was definitely the 80s.
No, Walking on Sunshine was 85. They won in 97.
Oh, sorry. They were a has-been band. Okay.
Yes, they were.
Okay.
And one of the rare occasions where we put like an established band in and they won.
Yeah.
Maybe don't put like random dickheads in, and we might stand a chance. Now, to be fair, that was pre-Brexit when like we used to get some votes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's kind of funny, like how everyone is aggrieved. Like whatever the politics are, there's always a victim narrative for every country that is in the Eurovision.
Yeah,
it's
true.
Kind of funny. Like the Germans have a chip on their shoulder too. Like, oh, people don't like us.
Yeah, but to be fair, Germany shouldn't be liked. So.
Like, yeah, I couldn't even get Austria to vote with you. I don't know.
Well, they did vote for Anslosh.
I don't really understand the politics of Eurovision.
That is 2 history jokes in a matter of 2 minutes. If that's not worth 99 pence of your money, I don't know what is.
Yeah, hit that subscribe for
membership.
All the terms.
RFK Jr.'s daughter said, Dad cut off a whale's head, drove it 5 hours home. Very normal man. Very normal man. When they would accelerate, quote, whale juice would pour into the window of the car, and it was the rankest thing on the planet, unquote. And hang on, let's not bury the lead here. She's called Kick Kennedy. That's this person's name.
She didn't have a choice.
No, I know. He named his daughter Kick.
But yeah, that's dumb.
That's worse than Track. For those who don't remember, Track was the name of Sarah Palin's kid.
Boy.
Yeah, I'd say Kick was worse than Track. Yes.
Oh, all right, well, there we go.
Because Kick is just like, it's just violent. Like Track is just like
running.
Yeah, it's it's at best it's a neutral. You know.
Well, it's more like a
I mean, they're both shit names. Don't get me wrong. I'm nitpicking because like they're both terrible names for children, but. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s daughter, Kick Kennedy, which ironically the voters did, because they kicked him out anyway, may or may not be spending time with Jennifer Lopez's estranged husband, Ben Affleck. What?
Oh, but there's an interesting way of describing Ben Affleck.
Yeah, wow.
Not Emmy or like Oscar award-winning actor.
Yeah. Divorced bitch.
Divorced husband of J-Lo.
Ouch. He won a fucking director Oscar.
Yeah.
Put some respect on that name.
Nope. Look, he got to marry.
Whereas J-Lo had some hits 20 years ago, and apparently that's more important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, don't forget that whole drama with P. Diddy.
Oh well, that's true.
Almost got arrested for a little while.
And she was fucking Alex Rodriguez as well.
So
fair play. She got a rod from A-Rod. Boom. Anyway. But she repeatedly spent time for a profile that has been resurfaced on social media, etc., etc. When she was 6, her dad chopped off the head of a whale that washed up on Squaw Island in Hyannis Port. Due to RFK Jr.'s love of studying animal skulls. Oh, it gets more mental.
Oh,
what the fuck is
this is going?
What are you? There's no way he doesn't. This isn't like a kink thing. There's no way he isn't like into this. Then they strapped the dead whale's head to the car and spent 5 hours driving it to their home.
How did they not get pulled over?
To Kennedy, and this is Massachusetts. You know, fuck it. Yeah. His dad's the fucking senator, or uncle or whatever. Yeah. Every time we accelerated on the highway, whale juice would pour into the windows. It was the rankest thing ever. We all had plastic bags over our heads with holes cut out. Well, that's not fucking safe.
Honestly, this is child abuse.
Yeah. And people on the highway were giving us the finger.
Of course. Because you had a fucking whale skull on your...
But that was just normal day-to-day stuff for us.
Oh my god.
He's a bigger mentalist than I thought.
That is, like...
That is so fucked up.
Unhinged.
Oh my god. RFK Jr. made headlines earlier this month when he shared the story of taking a dead bear that he had found, intent on saving it to eat. I didn't know that bit of the story. But ultimately dumping it in a bizarre prank in New York City's Central Park. On Friday, the independent candidate dropped out. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
We're watching out for the apocalypse. Kennedy already living in Mad Max.
Elsewhere in the interview, she shared her grandmother Ethel's affinity for Mark Anthony's song I Need to Know and the embarrassment it caused. I don't really care about that.
No, I think we got the highlight.
Yeah.
Alright, back to
That's
internet.
fucking meant. He was gonna fucking eat the bear. He was a presidential candidate.
Well, it's, you know, only thing you need to be a presidential candidate is citizenship when you were born at birth. That's it. That's the only.
Well, I don't have that, and
qualification.
I am running for. Neither me nor Cenk have that, and yet we will both be president.
Presumably, you also have to be a resident of the United States. Although I don't even know if that's a requirement. Oh, and you have to be like 35.
I am that.
There are very few requirements to be the president of the United States.
That you should probably check that. You should probably do something about that. I reckon there should probably be a few more barriers in place. Really, some basic competency shit. Like you have to get a license to drive a car, but not to like own and control nuclear weapons. You know.
There are 3 things that you need to be eligible to become president of the United States.
Milk, lemonade.
No. Be a natural-born citizen of the United States. Be at least 35 years old. Have been a resident of the United States for 14 years. That's it.
I reckon I can get around 1 or 2 of them. Me and Cenk, I'm telling you. It's the Logan Yuga ticket for 2028.
Ugh.
I've got just as much right to be president as he does.
Oh, and then once you spend a certain amount of money, this has nothing to do with the Constitution, but the FEC makes you start to file paperwork.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Huge secret guest, and nothing happened. So
and not even that. TMZ
was wrong. We need to
also, I don't give a fuck about this. Get to the Trumpy trout. Oh, they nearly are. Okay.
subpoena TMZ's records.
Which is crazy because everyone online, the reaction was, "Oh no, TMZ lied about something." No, this is one of like 4 times that they've been dead wrong on a very serious story.
Say what you will about TMZ, they get their sources right.
On the other hand,
something went wrong here.
On the other hand, it convinced a whole lot of people that wouldn't have normally watched this DNC to watch Kamala's speech, which could go either way. I wasn't a fan of the speech.
I didn't love it.
No, it actually made me like her less. But
yeah.
Well,
yeah, but you're, no offense, lads, California hipsters. You are not the people she's trying to go for, really.
She's got your state's votes locked up.
Like, yeah, I mean, California, you do not matter.
Yeah,
Mississippi, you do not matter.
No.
Like,
North Carolina,
there
Georgia,
are
Michigan, Wisconsin,
8 to 10 states that vaguely matter.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And they've kind of changed
way
a bit.
more rural
like,
than you.
Ohio, when I was a lad, Ohio and Florida were the only states that mattered.
Yeah, back in the day, the triangle, right?
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, Florida, and Ohio.
Whereas now, Ohio and Florida don't really matter. Although they're both sort of in play still.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you could get Florida or Ohio, that obviously opens up so many more paths and a wider electoral, college total for her.
Indeed so. Indeed so.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about election night, but presumably we're going to watch it live?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'll need to, get off work the next day. Make sure I take the next day off.
Don't worry, I can get you off.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
That's that.
But back to Trump.
Yeah.
Reality itself has become indistinguishable from parody over the last few years, and that's just...
You know he just said, pull my finger. 100% he just said, pull my finger.
Oh my god, look how weird he looks.
He's a very strange man, yes.
Do you know that press conference he did outside of the wall?
Yes, the one where he looked like What was the one I said the other day?
Mummification?
Yeah, no, he looked like E.T. that had died.
Yeah,
Or
dead
was
E.T.
dying,
Yeah, that was the color of his face. That was actually, that wall was built while Obama was president.
Of course it was, because he couldn't get any funding for his wall.
No, he
Which is
couldn't.
why the wind blew down the 200
Yes.
meters he did make.
Yep.
Yeah. Fucking idiot. Also, what was the other one? I came up with another one the other day as well. Was it, it looks like if a leather couch became a mogwai and they fed it after midnight.
His teeth in there. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, did you see his chicken teeth?
Yeah, those chicken teeth were really weird. But did you see the second Poltergeist, which is like about this sort of like
I don't think
old? Oh, anyone who has pictures of the scary dude from the second Poltergeist movie, put that link in the chat. Terrifying. I'll see if I can find it.
Christy, what ones are a toss-up between the candidates? I'm guessing North Dakota and Nevada. Not North Dakota, I don't think.
No, not North Dakota. You think North Carolina?
North Carolina's a toss-up.
Yeah.
Nevada's a toss-up.
Yeah, Arizona, Zonia, Georgia.
Sorry, yeah, Arizona.
Yeah. Pennsylvania is. I think I don't think Trump. He could try. Well,
it's in
you
play.
You should, yeah. You need to go and play defense in there. You need to go. Yeah. You have to campaign there. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then there's like the kind of the around the lakes, basically everywhere that's by lakes. So you've got Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, those sorts of places. Yeah, basically that's it. And Trump has to not run the board, but like he has to do pretty fucking well. And I just don't see it.
Yeah, he's gonna need like all of the stars to align again, and for everything to come together and be absolutely perfect.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're potentially just months away from never having to care about this terrible man ever again.
Please, Lord.
Please. And yet now, 9 years
he's
in.
going to be around. He's just not going to be running for president again, I don't think.
All right, I've got the scary. Do you have TikTok on your computer?
Yes. Well, not on my computer. I have access to the internet. I don't have an.
Okay. I'm posting the scary corpse-like thing that Trump reminded me of.
Oh, don't show us weird shit.
No, it's just from a movie, but that kind of like.
Robert.
I don't know why that didn't work.
Oh, actually, I think I have seen this. Yeah, I think I did see this a long time ago.
The teeth reminded me.
That's even better.
That picture.
Mom, I have a great idea. No, we are not lying.
Could this be any more like 80s vibes?
Nope.
At all?
Nope. It's totally 80s.
I feel like John Hughes is about to jizz on me.
Mom, a present for Dad. It's a bargain.
Special effects.
Mom, where are you? Mom!
So yeah, that's Trump basically. That's what we're getting toward.
Is there a teeth thing you wanted to show us?
I mean, the stills that I saw. I mean, she probably runs right into him, right? Yeah, there we go.
Are you low? Are you low?
See the teeth?
Honestly, his teeth are better than Trump's. Look, at least the top set are like normal. Look, Trump's teeth are fucked. Which again, he's 80. That's fine. I don't give a fuck that his teeth are shite. But like,
Yeah, maybe don't do a picture where you're leaning in.
yeah.
Don't lean into the teeth shots.
Also, I mean, you're not as rich as you say, but you're rich enough to afford a fucking dentist, mate. Like, look, just go dentures with it. At that point, just have them pulled out and get the dentures.
Oh god, I want to see a picture without him having all his makeup on, and just see how old he looks without the spray tan.
Well, they do. If you look at the golf and stuff, you look at some of the stuff where he goes out dead early in the mornings.
Yeah.
He looks so bad. He looks like death warmed up.
Yep.
And then he goes. Honestly, I saw some of the golf as well. As a sports connoisseur, I mean, I knew he lied about winning those championships, but he doesn't look like he can hit a ball straight.
Yeah.
Which again, he's 80. I'm not expecting him to have
Yeah.
absolutely A-class swing and drive it 500 yards down the fucking middle of the fairway. But like, he doesn't he doesn't swing forward through the ball at all. Like, I'm not surprised it sort of bobbles into the grass. It's rubbish. He can't putt, he can't do anything. He's shit. He's been playing golf forever.
Yeah,
Imagine
he's
if this
got
is
no
the improved
flexibility.
version of his game. This is the peak of his career. Oh.
Into the MAGA era, we may have just now encountered what might be the most absurd moment in this whole.
Honestly, I saw this yesterday, and that's why I've titled this stream "Trumpy Trout and the Death of Western Civilization." Because it might be like, just pack it up, lads. I think it's over.
Saga. And you're saying to yourself, how? How is that possible, guys? Please tell me. Well, what we're about to show you will feel like parody in every conceivable way. But as far as anyone can tell, it is not parody.
It's not parody. It's a real thing you can really buy. It's advertised on Newsmax all the time.
Oh my god.
Trust me, I went to the website.
You
Like
looked.
$70. $70.
For Big Billy Bass as Trump?
Even worse, because, I mean, it's got bollocks hanging off the side of its head.
Watched the video and I was like, wow, this is ridiculous. Elliot made me watch it with audio on before we started filming, and I still am like convinced. I'm like, this is insane.
It's just so, well, you'll see in a second.
It feels like it's a joke on him, but it's not. It's a real advertisement that has recently been spotted running on the right-wing cable news channel Newsmax, and it must be seen to be believed and heard. The audio is so important. Though after seeing it and hearing it, you still might not believe it. So without further ado, here is Trumpy Trout.
A message from the 45th President of the United...
I thought this was a chicken. When someone
see
sent
it
me
like
the
a
thing,
turkey?
and I had to like pause it, and I was like, should I watch this video or not? And I thought, is that a chicken? Is that a chicken's arse I'm looking at? And so I was intrigued, and I'm glad I pressed play, because it's
horrific.
Ponds of America.
Let's make fishing great again, okay?
Just drink that in. Drink that image into your eyeballs.
I can't imagine the number of basement bars that's going to be hanging in alongside various dead animal heads.
And you know the beautiful thing, there'll be for the next 50 years, there are going to be moments of, I think, delightful joy for me when all of this shit that these Trump people have been buying, all of the merchandise, all of the shirts, the hats, the Trumpy bears, the Trumpy trouts, all of this shit, right? When they die, their kids are going to clear their house out and throw it all into a big fucking skip. It's all going to landfill.
Yeah. It's not even going to Goodwill.
No, it's no. There's no. I'm not taking this to the charity shop. No, not even to like the fucking Army and Navy store. No.
If I could burn it without damaging the environment, I would. But
yeah, exactly. If it didn't break zoning permit laws about fires and stuff, like it literally all getting put in the shitter. It's all getting fucking chopped up and put into the landfill. And that's going to happen in every state of the union for the next 50 fucking years.
He's here, everyone's favorite fish, Trumpy Trout.
No one has ever seen a fish like me.
Trumpy Trout is an animatronic talking fish with a big personality.
Look how white we are.
The hugely bigliest fish in the pond.
What?
Why is him not being able to communicate properly good? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if it's an actual learning difficulty he has, then fair enough, whatever. But like, why is it something to be proud of that you can't speak correctly?
Well, they are all laughing at it.
Well, yeah, but they're not laughing at it like, haha, this man's incompetent, he shouldn't be the lead diplomat of our nation. They're saying like, oh, isn't that fucking brilliant? We should make the fish man president.
Oh, not only like lead diplomat, the executive authority.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally the head honcho.
Yep.
It does look like a Jar Jar Binks sex toy. Oh god, I said it was like Admiral Akbar.
But now that you see it,
yeah, but now it is a bit more Jar Jar. Yeah, it's even got love handles. Oh no. And I did do the joke that there's no way that many of the Trump people won't stick their cock in it.
Oh, absolutely. Fins that flap. It's like that picture of Flogina with a sex doll, the Trump sex doll.
Yes. Yeah. Presumably with movable parts.
I don't want to think about it.
Watch his fins flap and his large mouth move as he makes speech after speech in high-fidelity sound.
Some bass, a bad fish, crazy fish, criminal fish, and druggy fish, but some...
So just generally bigoted. It's a bigoted fish that doesn't even sound that much like Trump anyway.
I don't believe it's real.
It is genuinely real. Trumpy Trout is a proper website.
This is an SNL skit, and they're trolling us.
It's a real thing, Krista.
It could be an SNL skit.
It could be a John Oliver bit.
Yeah. It could be a Daily Show bit.
Could be. But why would they spend money on fucking Newsmax? That's what I'm wondering. Also, what's the point of it? I don't know.
I mean, does Trump get a cut of this because it's his image and likeness? So did he sign off on this?
Is it his image and likeness?
It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be, but like, do you want that as official sort of merchandise?
Oh God! Well, I mean, they already had Trumpy Bear.
They do. Well, they did. Also, he's got a new book coming out with obviously the image of him being nearly assassinated. Do you know he was nearly assassinated?
Oh my God! Do you know how much this piece of shit cost?
$99.
$59.99 plus $10 handling.
No, you're on about Trumpy Trout.
Yeah.
No. His new book is $99.
Oh, no one's gonna pay $99 for a book they don't read.
Well, of course they know. They wouldn't read it even if they could. The point is the pretty pictures and it's Trump stuff. Of course they'll fucking buy it. Also, let's be honest, Trump is almost certainly only getting a cut of that. He's already signed the deal to get the lump sum up front.
Of course
so he doesn't
has.
really give that much of a fuck about it.
I know,
he just has to
matter.
take a few photographs and post on social media. I've got a new book, here's the link. You know, that's it. And he makes $1 million or something, you know.
Some bass are good fish, and I only love some of them.
Mount him to your wall or use the built-in stand to display him proudly on your desk. Now you'll never miss a Trumpy Trout rally.
I'm building a new pond, and the bass will pay for it.
Racist about bass.
Honestly, this is a send-up. I can't believe this is real. It's so dumb.
They did tell you, Christy, that you wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I don't. It just looks like an SNL skit. I just feel like I'm being trolled immensely. This is like people who are leftist thinking, what's the dumbest shit right-wing people would buy? And then they came up with this.
Well, they will always buy. Christy, there was a woman at the DNC speaking to Jack Posobiec, the piece of shite. Anyway,
yeah.
And she was joking. Obviously joking, being like hyper super fucking sarcastic, saying, oh yeah, no, I'm going to have 3 abortions on the stage live in front of everyone tonight on the DNC.
Yeah.
And he tweeted out, woman admits they're going to do abortions on stage at the DNC. And people were liking it and retweeting it. So like, they will believe any old shite.
Yeah.
I don't think it's possible to come up with something so stupid they wouldn't buy it.
Alright, so do we need to get on this grift before he finally kicks the bucket? Like, do we need to come up with our own way of, like, suckering a bunch of Trump people out of their money?
I'd happily sell MAGA merch. Fuck it.
Yeah, I have to figure out maybe some more of those dystopic t-shirts we can, like, come up with.
Yeah, just...
The flesh-colored stuff is
just
especially
print
horrific.
his fucking face on something and there you
yeah.
go.
There you go.
Like you can sell that shit. People will buy it. Again, we talked about it, didn't we? People opening Let's Go Brandon stores.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
By the way, Trumpy Trout here is trademarked, so I assume that that Trump must have some kind of licensing agreement with it.
Probably. God almighty.
Yeah.
Set him to motion activated.
But then brilliantly, I won't spoil it, but there's a thing about... Anyway.
Surprise his fins. I mean fans.
My fins are big. I have the biggest fins. No
I
fish
honestly...
have fins like me.
Or turn him...
I still can't believe...
It's a stand-up.
Imagine, right, saying to someone from 20 years ago, right, say, you know Donald Trump, right? In 20 years' time, he's going to do a joke about, or not a joke as such, but he's going to respond to someone saying he had a small cock by pretending he had a massive cock because he's got massive hands. And then everyone said about the small hands, and then they made a Billy Bout Trump troutfish version of him doing that with fins to make a joke about how the ex-president had a big cock.
Honestly, I don't believe this is real. Like, they might be doing it, but I can't believe they're serious about it because it's just too much underhanded shade being thrown here.
But they don't see it as shade. Trump people don't see it as shade. I absolutely believe this is real. 100% I think this is real. I'm willing to die on this hill, Christo.
Okay, alright, let's go.
On and let his
and when Jon Stewart does his fucking election day reveal of his massive, haha, we made $500,000 on Trumpy Trout and we're going to give it to refugee charity or something like that, then I'll say, you know what, fair play. I'm glad I was wrong.
Oh, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
That would be good.
Inspiring words delight the crowd.
All the fish love Trumpy. They just love me.
Catch Trumpy Trout for yourself or someone you love.
In terms of Trump sex toys, that's already a thing. I sent
Oh,
you
yeah.
this, didn't I, Christo?
With his head as the top of a cock.
Yeah.
ladies
Can I show these? I don't know if I can.
It might be terms of service.
It
You
might
just
be, but
describe
I do want to read it out
Look
to
at the-
people because there is a
Okay.
message that goes along with it, of course.
You put it in the Discord.
So it says, so it's a series of very brightly coloured, although some of them are grey, dildos with Trump's head as the foreskin, I guess. Yeah. And it's this person says, we are now selling homemade Trump quote-unquote toys for that special lady in your life, brackets, caps lock, not for men, close brackets, is the message that comes along with it. Absolutely spectacular. Not for men.
Not for men, very important.
Not for men. Oh my god. No, I didn't show Christy that, and I'm not going to. She can look at the link. It's in the chat there. 70 quid for that. No, sorry, 50 quid, so there's $70 for that. Ugh. God almighty.
They can try, but they can't. They just can't.
Treat yourself to this limited edition Trumpy Trout for just $59.99. It comes with your official Make Fishing Great Again certificate of authenticity. Order right now and we'll instantly upgrade you to the deluxe version with desktop stand and Trumpy Trout jingle free.
He is the greatest trout, without a doubt, the biggest fish.
And for even more fun, we'll give you a discount when you buy more than one.
When you buy more than one.
Oh yeah, buy it in bulk.
Who
Yeah,
the
definitely do
fuck
that.
is going to buy more than one?
Oh.
It's not like Bibles where you're going to hand them out, surely. This is shit. Who's going to... I mean, who would buy one of them? Fucking hell.
We got the shoreline secure. No bass in this pond.
Supplies are limited, so don't miss your chance to hook the greatest fish of all time.
It looks like a pig.
The greatest trout, and there is no doubt.
This is a limited edition collectible from Top Dog Direct. Order now at TrumpyTrout.com. That's TrumpyTrout.com.
Okay. Holy shit.
They said Republicans can't do comedy? Well,
exactly. The right wing is getting better at comedy and the leftoids are getting scared. Fact.
There it is.
I mean, they can't do comedy, but they are unintentionally funny quite often, and this might be the pinnacle of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, someone designed that thing, prototyped it, manufactured it, and spent what looks like at least tens of thousands of dollars producing a TV ad for it that they're paying Newsmax tens of thousands of dollars to play multiple times a day. All while seemingly blissfully unaware that it looks like something designed specifically for you to stick your dick into.
It looks like a Trump fleshlight. It's his hair and then a hole.
Do you love Donald Trump? Do you really love Donald Trump? Are you willing to let a fish version of Donald Trump suck on your...
Make America gag again.
Look, you know, you get your jack-off joggers.
Jack off joggers, yes. Yeah, no, I'm listening.
and then you unzip them, and you bring over that big.
Well, it's
fat
not. No,
mouth
Christy.
trout.
The beautiful thing is not zip, is it? Isn't it
You
Velcro?
just, Velcro. You just
It's Velcro.
Velcro it
Yeah.
open. You
Yeah.
Velcro open the crotch area.
Back in
And yeah, it's perfect because you've got so much room. They're so much roomier, those jack off joggers.
They really
that
are.
You can just go ahead and stick your dick right in that trout mouth.
Someone clip that. Someone clip that sentence. Fuck me. That's amazing.
Or dick.
That's why they put a kickstand on it. They're like, yeah, of course everyone's gonna want to hang this on the wall. But some people are gonna want to put it on their desk right at the perfect level.
Yeah, and it's got this like screw in the back that you pull off, and it lets
it
you
just goes all the way
drain
through,
whatever
yeah.
happens to be stored
Jack-off
inside the
joggers.
Trumpy trout.
I'm really disappointed they're not mentioning the jack off joggers.
Well, they've probably moved on from the jack-off
But no,
jogger.
this is a great time for a callback.
It would be. It would be.
Huh?
Very convenient. But yeah, it feels with every bone in my body like parody, like an elaborate
Oh,
troll.
yeah.
But this seems to be an actual product marketed to actual Trump supporters. The 1-800 number is real. I called it. Trumpy Trout answered the phone.
Hello.
He did a
Don't
little-
worry about it. The bass are gonna pay for it.
Yeah, and then a woman jumped in. She's like, "All right, I'll take over from here." Anyway, let's get that credit card information, please.
Hey, good for them for having a real person on the line.
Well, no, it wasn't real.
Oh.
It was a recording of a woman. And then it was like, press 1 to...
Well, I was gonna buy it, but not anymore.
Press 1 to swipe.
Oh, can I
there's
just,
also...
hey, can we talk about what pieces of shit capitalist overlords are?
Well, always, yes.
Yeah, I saw today a newspaper headline. I didn't have a chance to read it more deeply, but apparently companies, fast food companies, are outsourcing like phone call delivery requests or pickup requests to India and paying those people nothing and then having the workers back in the States
Fucking
fill the
hell.
orders.
Jesus Christ. It's the most efficient system in the world.
Yeah, efficient at ripping people off.
That's disgusting. Honestly,
really
it's
is.
so scummy.
So is that us? That's us?
Can we?
Sort
Well,
of?
can we not end on the exploitation of Indians?
Oh, yeah. Can I give you a big geek out? You know what I ordered? I downloaded on Kindle yesterday, and then I also ordered in hardback that arrived today. Can I see what a fucking history nerd I am?
50 Shades of Grey.
All right, I'll do it in reverse order. Today I received my personal leather-bound copy of Julius Caesar's The Gallic Wars in German.
You absolute fucking freak.
So the English version's arriving tomorrow, but the German version got here early. So I thought it'd be a good chance for me to practice my German and my translation.
Right, but you're going to know how to describe genocide.
Well, yeah, I guess. And then the other thing I got was because like the hard copy was one of the books. It was only available there was one paperback and then one was hard copy, and the paperback was 29 euros and the hardback copy was 504 euros.
Oh,
like what the fuck? There is no book that is worth $500.
that
I'm
is
sorry.
spicy. Good
And not
Lord.
unless it's a first edition or something. But on Kindle for like $3 or something, I got Napoleon's commentaries to Caesar's commentaries on the Gallic Wars.
Oh, that's incestuous at that point. That's silly.
It's Inception. Yeah, it's like Commander Inception. So Napoleon waxing about what Caesar was doing. So I've got that to look forward to as well. So that's a nerdy thing to end on.
Oh, actually, no, fuck it. Someone sent me this. It's only 4 minutes, and it's John Oliver.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
apparently, Matt Berry, the Laszlo, doing
Yeah.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Once upon a time, on the island of Sodor, there was a train named Henry. Henry was a freight train, and he pulled all kinds of important materials around. But then one day, Sir Topham Hatt had an idea. And suddenly, Henry got longer and longer and longer. Henry got so long, when he rested, he started getting in people's way. And drivers got very angry with him. "I'm late for work. What's the fucking hold-up, train?" said the driver. A little old lady shouted to Henry, "Get fucked!"
But I am very badly burned, laughed the boy.
A little girl crawled underneath Henry on her way to school.
Why did they ooh at that? It's not real. Like, it might be describing a real event, but why are you oohing at the fucking... It's a little toy.
Because we can have empathy for anything. Even sharks and pencils and Ben Affleck.
True.
That is a Community. That is the pilot episode Community callback.
Nice, nice.
That tickled, said Henry. I fucking hate you, Trouty, said the little girl. A fire engine pleaded with him to move. I can't move, said Henry. I don't have any room. So they both just sat there and watched the children's hospital. But Henry was told he was much more efficient now, which is another way of saying profitable, and 9 miles long. He carried all sorts of things people needed, like medical bandages, corn, vinyl chloride, fireworks, a mysterious red substance, question mark, hand grenades, question mark, plugged-in space heaters, and all sorts of zoo animals. What's liquefied natural gas? And why am I pulling 22 cars full of it? Henry asked. Never you mind, said Sir Topham Hatt. I mapped this whole route out at home. That's a weird thing to do, and I don't really know how to respond to it, said Henry. Just mind your business, like a good little rolling death machine, Sir Topham Hatt said. Sorry, I'm a what? Asked Henry. Then one day, a wheel on one of Henry's tank cars started overheating. His engineer hadn't had a chance to inspect it in months. Henry was getting worried. It seems my caboose is loose. I can't drive with a loose caboose, Henry told the driver. But it was too late. Oh, shit, said Henry. Henry the freight engine became Henry the bomb train.
Jesus Christ.
This is so dark.
Yeah. I presume this episode he was doing about, like,
train stuff in this nice day, but also the expression on the train's face.
Yeah, true. Can we go back to when Ringo Starr was just telling me nice stories from my youth, please? Can we do that version of Thomas?
As opposed to when like trains were exploding and crashing in rural towns and spilling stuff all over the place.
The worst thing that happened in the old Thomas the Tank Engine was the enormous racism.
Was there enormous racism?
No, I made that up. But,
oh, okay. I don't remember much racism.
Oh, well.
Yeah, don't you remember Thomas the N Train?
No.
It was a really, honestly, an insensitive character, I thought
Henry. It could be worse. At least my tankers didn't explode. Meanwhile, on the other side of the island... Oh dear, said Thomas. The explosion obliterated a significant part of the island of Sodor. Henry was so sad. Sir Topham had blood on his hands, but he didn't care. It wasn't his blood, and he could just wipe it off with all his new money. As for Henry, he was taken out of commission and put in a tunnel. But as trains can't die, he just had to suffer forever and ever. But I think he deserved his punishment. Don't you?
That's our show. Thanks so much.
What the fuck?
That's so... I thought you liked the dark stuff. We had a whole conversation about monkey dust.
Yeah, but that's about people. Fuck people. That was a cute little train, man. That was the victim of corporate greed, Christo.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy.
Life sucks, man. Life is unfair.
Anyway.
And on that
that chemical bombshell.
Yeah.
What have you got coming up on your channel, Krista?
Not enough. What's coming up on your channel?
Too much. Frankly.
So now I don't see you till Friday.
Friday. We gotta get down on Friday. Yes.
Friday.
True. Yeah. So I'll have more of a structured show for Friday.
Nah, why bother?
Yeah, true. But these dickheads will watch any shit. You know what I mean? We can serve them up slop. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you call slop on your blop? Slobber on your knob?
Slob on my knob, like corn on the cob. Christy.
And that's where we're going to stop, because the lyrics were horrific.
What was it?
And just bad beat.
I
bad
told her
rhyming.
to get a Dutch. Whatever it was.
Whoosh. It was a whoosh.
A douche.
Something about
something,
I
yeah.
smelled like moosh, and she took down her pants and smelled like moosh, and I heard a whoosh and told her to have a douche.
No, but it wasn't douche. It was like Dutch or something, wasn't it?
Oh, maybe it was.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm fucking no.
It was terrible.
It was atrocious.
Painful.
Indeed. On the note of painfulness, life.
Yeah.
Life is pain.
Yes. Anyone who tells you differently is selling something.
True. I'm going to send everyone over to Adrian Dixon, who's good peeps. Go and check them out. I'll be back tomorrow, probably with not Tanky Tuesday, because it's Tuesday, so why would I do a Tanky Tuesday?
Yeah, that would only make sense.
Or maybe that's the great switcheroo. Oh, now I've got you thinking, keeping you on your toes. You can't get past old Kev. Anyway, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Christy. Say goodbye, Christy.
Goodbye, Chrissy.
She did the bit.